Alright, hi everyone! Welcome to another Sunday here with us at Ages Past in the Hodix channel. I am your host, as always, AJ, and I have with me a wonderful cast of supporting players in this lovely Dungeons & Dragons game that we have. So as we discuss them, let us talk about who we have for each character. First off, we have our lovely lady.
Okay, my name is Kayla. I am playing Valindra. She is the half-elf, half-tiefling, Pact of the Undying Warlock. And she has with her, of course, little Winnie, who is the cutest of all Finnick foxes, who is currently dead, but don't worry. No, he's not dead. I fixed him. He was currently recently come back from not being dead and having a wonderful time being the party's mascot. So
Yes. And next up, we have our big blue bow.
What?
A southern version for a boy, guy, like my sweet bow.
Please never do that again. My name's Scott. I play Varka Stormcaller, the Dragonborn Goliath Forge Cleric.
Yes. And of course, we have our silent stud up at there. Who's that?
Hey there, I'm Cody. I'm playing Rook Belfry, the half Kenku, half Tiefling Inquisitive Rogue.
Excellent. And last but not least, our fluffy fun friend.
Hey, my name's Connor. I am playing Smoky Cloud Cindertongue, the half Tabaxi, half Fire Ganassi Abjuration Wizard.
Excellent. Yes, as you can tell, we have all our players here who are playing a fun, unique homebrew rule of half-breed, a mixing of the races in D&D, so it's a fun way to kind of add a little bit of change and diversity to the game. And, of course, we operate every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so every time you join us here, you also are accumulating on the Hoda channel loyalty points. These can be spent to influence the games on either Tuesday or Tuesday or Sunday, currently, until other games come in, and you can spend them to help the players or hurt the players. Well, actually, on my game, you just help the players. I think they need all the help they can get. I'm not cruel. And you can buy them inspiration points to help them in their journey in the world of Valoran. Now, since we've got the general chat around, I think we should dive in with the recap. We're all set and ready to go?
Previously on Lost.
Yes, I mean, you're partially lost, but not. No, you're fine. You know where you are.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Don't know where some other people are that we'd like to know.
That's true.
Well, we did kind of imply where we were going, sort of the general idea of it.
By the way, guys, let me know if the volume is okay for the sound.
Tamarick says that you, AJ, are a little bit quiet. You could probably be turned up about 30 or 40%.
Oh, well, I'm at max, so...
Oh, no!
Pick me up! But yes, so, alright, but I'll just talk louder and sound really obnoxious to everyone around me. But...
Too late.
With that out of the way, let us go ahead and recap from last week. So... You all had fought a very intense battle on the riverbank with what you now found out to be Smokey's family. His half-brother had come with a troop of some sort that you still don't know exactly their origins and their type, but they assailed the party, and eventually, as you battered them down and banished the brother, they all basically destroyed what appeared to be ruby crystals into their hands and engulfed themselves to turn into large fire elementals. Lucky for you, Varkash, quick to the turn, was able to control the water of the river and tidal surge it over the water elementals, extinguishing them completely. I had to do the math way earlier on, and oh my god, it's like 8,000 damage. It's 800 damage. It's like impossible to survive.
I Moses that.
So, with them completely snuffed and out of the way, you returned your brother from the demi-plane and bound him up while you all tried to regather your possessions that had either fallen into the river or had sunk to the bottom. As you gathered both steamboat and adamantine beads, you eventually started to question what to do with him, giving a little bit more information about your backstory. As he came to, and when you were ready to try and perhaps get something out of him, a small little firefinch came by, and as it did, it turned into another familiar face for Smokey, his half-sister. And as she grabbed onto her brother, she dimensioned... Well, sorry, nope, she did not do that. She did a different spell. I'm not going to say what it is. She removed herself and her brother from the battlefield, able to successfully keep him from being questioned or harmed by the party. As you all got to understand most of Smokey's family, you were introduced to another member, which seems to have been bound to his grimoire. Your grandfather, well, your great-great-grandfather, that was kept inside the tome, gave you some insight as to perhaps some of the reason that might be leading to this dilemma with you trying to keep the book out of their clutches, and also learning that the secrets of the tome would potentially be unlocked to you once you had reached the age of 18 years old. So, with you waiting patiently for that time to occur, you and the party once more reassembled the steamboat with a lucky memory of Varkesh knowing how to access the blueprints and reform it back to near 100%. You continued down to Bylock, entering the large lake and learning and discovering a bit about the treasure hunters that would go into the waters to try and see what they could pull out and sell at the city proper, as well as finding a lot of other inhabitants that seemed to dwell inside this most recently built city. Looking at blacksmiths, checking out treasure hunters, the party split and moved about to try and get as much as they could done within the day that they had left. And with Varkesh going and completing a dagger and selling it and possibly being swindled out of some coin, while Valindra and Rook went down to the docks to potentially find a map in order to try and hunt out any treasures in the lakes below, we return to our party here in Bylock. Now, for the start of it, let us go back to where we just left off, which I believe was Varkesh and Smokey, as you were handed 10 gold pieces as a percentage for your efforts in creating this very ornate dagger.
I've been cheated!
Oh, she's standing right in front of you when you say that.
I know, I'm shouting that at her. I've been cheated.
Well, she kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh?"
Yeah, give me the rest. Go on. We know that's more than 10 gold. My math is atrocious, but I know I've earned more than 10 pennies. Give me. She puts another 50 in your hand. I look to Smokey.
Miss, how much was that dagger worth? What was the total selling price? I mean, he just gave you a tip of 100 gold, so I mean, it must be pretty expensive if that's just the tip.
Well, Smokey, you don't necessarily need to ask the question, because you do recall seeing the amount counted out and handed to her.
Oh, was the entire amount?
Oh, yes, the entire amount was handed to her.
Oh, okay.
Clever cat.
Well, okay, by my math, you said 8%, so it should be about 88 gold. You've given him 60 so far.
She kind of does a little eyebrow cock and goes, "Well, lucky for you, you have a smart friend here to help you."
Lucky for you, I'm not hungry.
And she pulls out the remaining 38 pieces, well, 28 pieces.
No, 30 is good.
It's 28. You have a total of 88 in value.
I put it in my pocket, which I don't have, so I put them in my bag of holding, which I do have.
Yes, you do. But you do see that you now have been successfully paid for your services as agreed. She does seem to kind of give a little bit of a squint towards Smokey, but she lets it pass. The deal was a deal in her mind, and she continues to move away from the hallway, heading towards the front entrance of this inn. Determining whether or not you wish to follow her, she's just waiting to see your actions.
I look to Smokey quizzically and going, we need a bit more money than this.
Yeah, but I mean, from what we've talked to her before, I don't think she's going to get us. Even if you continue to do it, maybe she'll raise the percentage. I wouldn't guess more than 20. So I think our best bet, as far as like quickly, would probably be treasure searching in the lake.
We're doing that.
Well, yeah, that's what the other two are looking for. They're investigating to see if they can dig up any information on, any leads, that sort of thing.
That's right. And I just raise my hand and call out to the really moody, snooty elf lady. Be like, is there any more work you would like done that pays more? Just on the off chance.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Oh, that was a question, but okay. I shall do so when... Come on, character's cheat. There we go. Yeah. 13!
She stops for a moment as she's nearly at the end of the hallway, turns to look at you. I don't necessarily have any projects for you to craft your specific magic towards. If perhaps you wish to see if there are others that you might want to work for, I'd suggest going to the keep. They might have use for your
Talents.
efficient process.
She meant talents.
She meant talents.
But you see her continue down to leave you both standing in the hallway.
Is there someone we should ask for?
Are you trying to ask her that?
I'm asking her as she's walking away, yeah.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Aww.
Well,
You're asking her to stop and turn around. There's a personality to this woman that doesn't necessarily want to...
It's an elf, it's a whole thing.
Persuasion is a 13.
Oh. You hear her just kind of continue on. It's kind of like that cool cat version where someone talks from behind, but she's just like, I have all the cards, and continues to strut her way out. Just like, if you want me, you'll have to come and get me. It's that kind of attitude.
Alright. Well, in any case, looks like maybe we have a new lead, and I think we should meet up with the others.
Yes.
Since the whole vampire episode, I don't like being separated for too long.
I just pull him in closer, like, that's okay, you're with me. No one will bite you. Except maybe me. I have more teeth. That's far more dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, I'm not going to bite you. Let's go! And I just hurry him out the door.
Alright. As you shuffle him out the door along with yourself, you do see her continuing on towards her shop in the distance, but it's down to you as to if you want to follow her, head somewhere else in the town.
No, I'll follow Smokey's lead and we'll go try and find our friends, if that's what you would like to do.
We're gonna go to the Golden Lily.
That too.
Okay, alright, so you're gonna head to the Golden Lily as you make your way towards the famous inn that seems to have been a chain established in almost any major civilization. Rook and Valindra, both of you have just finished conducting business by getting a map from a gold dragonborn at the Anchor and Crown, I believe. Was it the Anchor and Crown?
Yes, the Anchor and Crown.
So, you are standing with the map in your hands. What do you wish to do?
And I sure am glad we lost that lady. She'll never find us here. Anyway, I think we were wanting to look for, were we wanting to see if we could find a spell of, like, water breathing for Smokey?
Yes, I believe we were going to look for look for a magic store, see if we could find something that would sell a scroll of something like that.
Okay, so are you just walking around and trying to see if you can spot one? Going to be asking?
I'm asking people.
Alright.
I'm just looking.
Alright, perception check from Rook and investigation from Valindra.
Can't I do this instead?
Ooh, really low.
Off to a great start, y'all.
Does that apply to your perception, the whole if you roll less then, or is that the ear for deceit thing?
That's ear for deceit. The only thing that might take place here is whether it depends on how fast we're moving. If we're moving less than half my max possible speed, then it would be at advantage, otherwise it's not.
Hurry.
I can't really imagine to be sprinting through this speed.
I'm imagining you're not sprinting, so you could say 20. So yeah, Valindra, you basically keep Rook nearby, and that causes him to pause and wait for you as you start to inquire from the local populace to see if anyone might be willing to give you the time of day. You seem to find that as you present yourself, you seem to do it in a way that makes people not really want to talk to you, and some of them just kind of don't really know the answer, and they just kind of point you in a general direction. You start wandering that way. Rook is keeping an eye out as you start to, investigate the city. Luckily for you, as he makes his way closer to originally where Varkesh had left you when you saw him go inside the blue-roofed building for the blacksmith, about 2 blocks down, a little closer to what appears to be the keep part of the city, you do, Rook, spot what appears to be a small little shop tucked in a corner. It doesn't seem to be very grand or anything phenomenal that you would expect a magic shop to perhaps be, but you do see that inside it does seem to have what appears to be, at least what you can recognize as maybe perhaps scroll work, runes, or sigils. There seems to be some form of arcane knowledge inside this shop. As to what?
Valindra, I think I have a promising shop over here. It's might have what we're looking for. It kind of gives a really judgy look over the place. So ramshackle. Magical.
Creek?
Okay, yep, you go inside. As you enter and look in, you can see that it is a very narrow building, kind of like the place was just kind of tucked in between 2 larger ones and just made enough space to go inside. The first thing that encounters your senses is the smell of paper, that very strong waft as if you had entered a library or bookstore. You get that parchment that seems to be, as you look around, all across the walls, piled up on desks, but you can see that each one of it looks to be already completely covered with almost like ink-made circles, diagrams, arcane sigils, and other magical elements that seem to have been recorded and are organized in a manner. You can see ink set aside, you can see a lot of different, what could be materials that might be used for spells. You can see chalk, you can see herbs and incense. It looks to be filled with items. And as you look around, you can see just in the back what appears to be an elderly, frail-looking individual, probably somewhere in the later years of their life. And as you walk towards it, you can see an elderly man, hunched over, slowly taking the time to inscribe something as he is just kind of focused on that. He didn't hear you come in, I mean, especially with that... He doesn't know you're there.
Excuse me, sir? Hello, sir!
There's a guest. Sorry. He puts the paper away. Hello, can I help you? You can see that he's kind of missing quite a bit of his teeth. It's kind of a little bit more of a gum talker than anything.
Yes! We are looking for... Do you have anything that could help us breathe underwater?
Sorry?
Do you have anything that could help us breathe underwater?
On the off chance this is useful, I'll try to, mimic what she's saying in the Kenku, sign language.
Okay.
Interesting.
He just doesn't
Not
really
likely,
register what you're doing, but he kind of eventually goes, breathe! Water?
Yes!
You can't breathe water!
I know! Oh god, do I have anything that can help me with this?
Yeah, it's got a button object.
For this guy.
I'll start looking around the shop to see if I can see anything that looks like it might be used for something like that. I don't have any proficiency in Arcana, so I won't be very good at it.
It'd be an Arcana check, yeah.
Can I have some paper? You have paper, right?
Yes. Hold on a piece of cheap parchment and my ink and pen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write down looking for something to help us breathe underwater. And I'm gonna show it to the guy. I'm gonna write it in big letters so he can read it.
As he looks at it, you see him go, I gotta read this. And you see him go out and pull out a very thick pair of spectacles that when he does put on, his eyes kind of get a little larger. And he goes, oh, that's better. At the moment, Rook, none of this paper looks like anything. It's gibberish. Absolute gibberish.
Okay.
He finally reads and goes, oh, you wish to have a means to be able to breathe underwater. You see,
Yes.
underwater. That makes more sense now.
Yes.
No.
Do you know where we could find something like that?
He thinks for a moment. No.
Have a great day.
You too. Goodbye. Pulls the spectacles off. And once more goes back to his tracing.
I'll follow her out.
This time, Rook. This time. You were right about the whole outside of the shack. On the inside, it was very not helpful. This time,
I'm right most times. I found the anchor and crown too, and he was very helpful, just as I said he would.
you're a very annoying little bird.
Little.
You're not.
And we really need to talk about the racism thing again.
I'm not being racist.
This is the third time that you've assumed something about me based on my species. That's kind of racist.
I wasn't. See, this is why I only ever talk to you, and I'm gonna look at Winnie, and then I'm just gonna keep walking.
Okay.
Winnie just nods.
I mean, Winnie and you share a silent moment, and you continue on. Where would you like to go?
I guess to the Golden Lily.
Alright. As the party eventually decides to default return to the Golden Lily, you do eventually meet up as Varkesh and Smokey have been there for maybe about a couple minutes.
I've got napkins literally hanging out of every armor crevice I have.
So
Varkesh.
did Varkesh go inside?
Well, yeah, I assumed that we would have to wait for them.
Alright, so you could sit in the living area, but there wouldn't be any napkins there, that's fine.
God damn it. I will get napkins.
I mean, you could use your new 88 gold pieces to try to secure yourself.
True. Just walk in and spend 88 gold of just map.
Drop.
But alright, so you do sit inside the common area of the inn, typically where people would gather for drinks and food, but it looks to be more of a casual, similar to when you go to a restaurant and you eat at the bar. It's kind of that level of casualness there. Off to the side, fireplace is still set to the side, nothing's warm, no fire needed, it's still kind of mid-afternoon. But you're able to spot your allies quite easily, just waiting patiently.
Just leaning over to Smokey. Valindra looks upset.
Well, I mean, Winnie's still on her shoulder, so she can't be too mad. Hey, guys!
Hello, Smokey.
Smokey gets me.
How was your thing? Did you guys have any luck finding leads on the treasure hunting?
Yeah, and I'll pull out the map and I'll slap it down and say, so there's a very nice dragonborn at the Crown and Anchor and Crown.
Anchor and Crown.
There you go. He said we should look here. We should avoid these areas here because everyone's like looking in those areas, and so they're pretty tapped out, but he thinks that there could be stuff around here. We tried to find something that could help us breathe underwater. We met probably the most useless old person I've met, but we tried.
Aw.
Oh, also, the Dragonborn fellow, he recommended that we go diving between the hours of 9 and 10. Before most others get out there to look, we'll have the advantage of being able to see.
What did he look like?
Was a Dragonborn fellow?
Yes.
Well, he was gold,
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he
Bipedal?
is the greatest gold, I would even say.
Nah.
The greatest gold.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue.
Yeah, but it kind of does, though.
No, it really doesn't.
A little bit.
No.
I will say that this pertains to your previous questions on the matter. I did not see a tail.
Huh? What?
Well, you asked us before if you saw any other dragonborns with tails. No. I've never seen anything like that.
I think I asked if somebody asked about tails. I think it might
I
have
don't think it was me.
No, I'm pretty sure it was you.
Andrew, can you remember?
No, not a clue as to what you guys are talking about.
somebody asked about tails.
We shall review at a later date.
Anyway, I'm going to go get us some rooms. I assume we'll be going back.
Yeah, hopefully if I go right to my room and then I cast the spell, then they can't find us here because we're not actively moving.
Okay. So do you want me to put us in the same room then, or like how big is it?
That would probably be best, like one large room. Yeah, I can make it pretty. I can make it to fit. It just has to be a cube, so we can move the beds together.
I shall see what I can orchestrate.
Okay.
Parkesh is deciphering the logistics of how this is going to work.
Okay, so I'll go up to what appears to be the main reception area.
Alright, as you head up there, you do see that there are two male gnome individuals, both looking extremely identical. They seem to have the exact same features and hairstyle and eye color. It's just very weird, but as you go up there, you see them both turn around and they just say in unison, "Welcome to the Golden Lily Inn! How can we help you?"
I carefully inspect both of them and try to determine if either is an illusion.
As you do that, they both lean in and inspect you at the same time. It's kind of like a little joke.
I like it. Yes.
I checked to see if red rum is written on the walls anywhere.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Oh no.
This place is horribly haunted. Perception check. But wow, 13's galore today.
There is no red rum.
Okay. I like it. Oh,
What kind of bar is it?
sorry, Deuces. I was just. You two are very similar.
They kind of look at each other and
Anyway,
nod. Well, we're brothers.
yes. More to the point. I was hoping to procure a room for the night, or preferably a suite of rooms, if possible.
And you see there's this kind of weird version of one begins to talk, and as they finish, the other one picks up the sentence. So it's kind of the version we can absolutely do that. Yes, we have one free room just upstairs on to the right. How much are you willing to spend for the night?
Oh, what's the going rate?
Well, the going rate depends. Yeah, it does. If you want to go for maybe perhaps a suite, you could go for 10 gold for your night. Or if you're a bit more reasonable, you might be able to do it for maybe a gold a night if you want the smaller ones.
No, of course, it's smaller. 10 gold a night should be fine. And about how many people are your suites built to accommodate?
As they both sing in unison, 5.
Perfect. So, one suite for the night should be perfect.
One suite for the night. You got it.
I pull out 12 gold. I put the 10 between them and 1 on each side as like a tip to the individuals.
They do both pick up the coins separately. You see them kind of take it and smile, and they tink to each other, and they put them in their pockets and go, "That's very fast of you. Pleasure doing business."
I would have done 11.
Of course, anytime. And where am I looking to go? You said up and to the right?
I'll actually guide you there. Follow him.
Perfect. Vakesh, Smokey, Valindra.
All right.
I'll follow them over.
As you call them over, and the one individual, you have yet to learn the name, has stepped around the corner and continues to walk and guide you towards the back and up the stairs towards the rooms on the second floor, where he leads you just around the corner to a very familiar sight. The Golden Leaf seems to try and establish a very similar layout and feel, and as you enter, you see the grand living space in the center, the large kind of common room area with doors flanking either side, and at the very end there are 2 more doors, He picks the one on the right, opens the latch, and you can see that inside. It's a large room. There are 4 beds, one of which is a double bed. You can see it kind of right in the center. You see 2 beds in the corners on either side. Seem to be kind of like perched in like little nooks left and right of each other, kind of making like a little surrounding zigzag, with the center one being the main bed.
Okay. So, yes, it looks lovely. And what was your name, good sir?
Oh, my name's Bip.
Pip, and your brother?
That's Pap.
Pip
Oh
and
my
Pap.
god.
Okay. Are you by any chance related to a Sippy?
Yes, just my sister. Have you met her?
Oh yes, we've spent many a night at her version of the Golden Lily over in River. It is a lovely.
Did you now? Well, I don't know how they do things in River Run, but here in Bylock, we like to get our Golden Lily an even extra special flair. So, be prepared to be astounded and amazed, and one-upped on Sippy's little rum-tum Golden Lily.
Well, I shall be waiting to be dazed and amazed.
Marcus is happy that we're going to get free hookers.
He kind of gives a little wink to you as you go inside, and he lets you set up for the night.
Well, thank you, Pip. And
Bip.
Pip.
Bip.
That's Bip.
Bip.
Enunciate the B. Bip.
Bip. Okay. Yes, I apologize. I missed it. Thank you, Bip. We shall see you in the morning.
Alright, well, if you don't want to come down for dinner, that's fine, but we'll see you then.
Oh, well, when is dinner being served?
We serve dinner at 8 o'clock.
All right.
Sweet.
Enjoy
Okay.
your
Then
dinner.
I just go inside.
Out of curiosity, is it possible for you to bring a portion of the dinner up to the room?
Of course we can bring dinner to the room.
Oh, wonderful.
Wait, why do you want to eat in the room?
Because the sooner I can do my thing, the better. And once I have it up, I probably shouldn't leave it.
Because then it goes away.
Scaredy cat.
I don't know if it goes away.
Well, but then the whole point is if I leave it, then I can be seen.
That's true enough, yes.
Yeah. That's the point.
Yeah.
Just develop the whole building. At least as much of it as it can.
Yes.
I actually, I could do that if I just made it invisible, so no one would notice it was there. That could work, actually. I'm gonna give that a try. As soon as Bip leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Bip
Yep,
and Bap.
Okay. So I will try and cast Mordenkainen's Private Sanctum, and I'll do it to its full 100-foot cube, but I can make it invisible, and I'll try and make it as undetectable as possible, but just within this cube. No teleportation, no scrying, no nothing.
Alright. So just no teleportation and no scrying.
And no nothing.
Sensors, no divination sensors.
Yeah.
Creatures can't be targeted by divination, no teleportation, no planar travel. And yeah, those are the things.
Alright, but you are going to allow sound to pass through, and it will not be clouded.
Yeah, because that would only happen for the barrier anyway.
Alright, good. So you're just basically an invisible, just kind of cubed force.
Yeah, that's actually what I should have been doing a while ago. Hey.
Hey, we learned!
Hey.
But yes, with it being a 100 by 100, it is a very large area that encompasses more than just the Golden Lily. You actually know, just because of the nature of the spell and the kind of understanding of its reach, you know how far it goes out. There's a kind of familiarity with your magic. You do know that 100 feet goes all the way into the main keep, which is right next to the Golden Lily. Golden Lily is pretty much on the wall that leads to that area.
Might want to finagle. No. I don't know what you're doing here. I can't.
It's just
Yeah,
when you made it, it just goes very far. It's now pushing into other buildings. It's fine. No one knows it. No one really seems to, at the moment, know its existence.
Okay, it's all set up, and actually, now I can go down to dinner.
Sweet. All right. So what are we gonna do until dinner? Because that's like.
Well, I mean, what did you guys learn about the lake? Is the place you said, is it sort of in the shallow? Is it the deeps? What are we looking at?
Oh, we'll be looking to start in the shallow end, most likely, it being that we were unable to procure anything to allow us to breathe underwater.
Okay.
At least initially, see what we can find as far as easier pickings treasure goes. We can reinvest in deeper dives later for more valuable goods.
And you guys
But
know
not
that
that we should.
I can temporarily breathe underwater.
Yes, but sending one person alone is probably not a good idea, being that all that really happened here was
Not great.
a deluge of water to cover undead.
Wait, undead? Do we know about undead here? Is that a thing?
Well, yes, we had discussed earlier the history of this place. It was created
Oh, right.
to destroy an undead arm.
Just give Smokey
But
around.
it doesn't necessarily mean we're all removed.
Yeah, you fool.
Okay, yeah, and I don't know if undead would be hurt by water at all, come to think of it. Okay,
Well,
so
they don't breathe.
then what's the plan then? I mean, how are we going to get down there? Are you guys all just going to hold your breath and dive?
For the shallows, yes. And again, as we stated, we can reinvest into some more potions later, or perhaps find another magic shop that might be able to provide us access to that spell. Or something I don't like to mention because I've seen how important it is to you, but if we come across someone else who has this spell already known, while out there diving, I could perhaps try to acquire it.
I could part the water.
That will invite too many others to come along and make a scene.
I mean, that could be good once we know what we're looking for. But once we have an actual place to look that we know we want to look at and is too, I don't know, tricky to get in, just holding our breath.
It's up to you. I am just offering.
Smokey, do you know the Dimension Door spell that I use? Is that one that you can cast?
I actually don't know it, but I could learn it, I think.
Okay, well, I mean, we can work on that this afternoon until dinner if you want. That way, if it comes down to it and you do need to go down alone, you can get out.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And
Especially with this magic shop being nearby, I'd imagine they have plenty of the materials you need to copy the spell.
well, we need the gold for it first, though.
Oh yeah, how much did you guys get?
We got 13.
13 gold pieces?
Yeah.
That's not very much.
It's dead silent.
13
Yes. Seeing Varkesh. So remember, you paid $75. Actually, you paid it. Well, I can't remember the wording. Did you use it to have her forged for the week or until the dagger was complete?
Oh, son of a bitch! I'm just gonna stand straight up. Bitch has got my deposit. I'm
Yes,
gonna
she
go get
does.
it back. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna march right out there and just barge down the stairs. Boom, open the front door and go, I'm gonna get my money back. See you in a minute.
Oh,
Oh dear, that's not going to go well.
One of us go with him?
I don't want to be anywhere near that mess.
I'll
Also,
go with
I
them.
don't think the elf likes it very much anymore. Did color and elf.
I'll go with him, and I'll scurry after him.
I'm an adult, you know.
All right, so
Okay.
you're gonna leave the sanctum. Okay.
Yeah, temporarily. I mean, what is it, like 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening?
You
Nope.
could.
Smokey's already been scryed on, and so is Belindra anyway.
What time is it?
Oh, about 3, 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. So instead of scribing your spells with Valindra,
Well, she can describe it herself. She's just writing down the.
Yeah, I can write it as a...
Yeah,
all right.
I'll write out the paper for you. I mean,
Okay.
Well,
So
it's just paper.
you're going to give her the paper and ink.
Yeah.
All right. So, using Smoky Stores, you go ahead and you can make your Arcana check with disadvantage since you are not proficient in it. It is a 4th level spell, so your DC is 14. as you spend the time to do that, while Smokey and Varkesh immediately leave the Golden Lily.
Continuing to... Oh, dear.
I mean, how did you think it was going to go?
I had high hopes. I thought
Scott,
it was
look,
going to be better for you.
that I'm going to roll well because you're going to keep getting disappointed.
I will always hold faith and believe that you will.
I mean, how long does each effort take?
It takes her about, with a 3, she fails very quickly. It pretty much, within the first 10 minutes, she kind of makes some oops. It's more or less like she draws something, then she realizes that she didn't have enough space on the paper to make it work, so it's kind of not fitting anymore, and then it's a...
Well, Valindra, that's some special paper and ink, isn't it?
I don't know.
It is.
It just looks like paper and ink. Smokey gave it to me.
Would you perhaps like to use some more regular for a draft?
Okay.
Alright. Substituting in rookie paper and parchment to save poor Smokey that 1 gold loss every time you try with those ones.
Do it again?
You can keep trying, yeah, as you go to the next one, as you're still... so that one is instead a silver. So it's a gold for the magical stuff.
Hey!
Alright.
Oh, disadvantage, though.
Disadvantage.
Oh, no. Sorry. Sorry. So this is...
Hey!
Okay, there you go. So after an hour, you'll eventually get there.
Okay.
But there's a few crumpled papers and blotched inks all over the place. Varkesh, you are storming your way towards the very familiar blue-roofed blacksmithing shop. As you make your way towards it, you do hear the familiar little soft padding footpads of... the heavy breathing. That's probably louder than anything else.
Oh,
your legs are so long!
I'm sorry, darling. I forgot your pudgy. Would you like me to carry you? I mean, what are you doing out of your cat house anyway? Isn't that dangerous?
Well, I mean, it's broad daylight, so I mean, hopefully they're not going to try anything too crazy here. And I mean, I've been with you all afternoon and nothing has happened.
I mean, are you okay? You look like you're sweating. I mean, you've got fur. I can't really tell, but...
Well, I mean, I'm okay. It's just, you know, just walk it off, you know what they say.
Right. Okay. Calorie counting aside, let's go. And I walk into the shop and I'm like...
Alright.
Excuse me, elf lady.
As you walk in and start to announce yourself, you do see once more the blue curtain part as a familiar head pops out and she looks around. Ah, so you did return.
Ah, yes. Silly me, I forgot to collect my deposit.
Ah. I take it that means that you're no longer going to be spending time in my shop.
Well, according to what was stipulated before, was... Well, you said you had no initial work for me, so therefore I see no reason to stay.
You asked to use my tools and my forge and anvil. I allowed you to do so for the period of a week.
Ah, well, I'll be taking that deposit back regardless, thank you.
Cutting the deal short, you're breaking the contract.
But no, because I've already completed... I'm just going to grab a Smokey by the scruff of the neck and go, talk to this!
I mean, technically, yes, you would like to bow out of the contract prematurely.
Very well. That'll be a 5 gold fee, so you'll have 70 gold returned to you.
That's agreeable.
Is it?
She smiles and gets out what appears to be a small...
We didn't spend time here.
A small pile of coins that she then counts and returns 70 gold pieces to you.
I mean, just saying, she's come out pretty on top today.
Well, yeah, but I mean, she was pretty open about it. I mean, she was initially open. She's been trying to take advantage of us every which way since, you know, you messed up her name a couple times. But otherwise, she's been pretty straightforward.
I just loom the held Smokey towards the gold that she's offering out. Like, take it.
Okay.
Alright. You take the coins.
And
Anything
then I
else?
take the coins back off Smokey.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you for your time. And is there anyone of note up in the keep that you recommend we talk to?
Well, if you wish to seek the highest authority, you can certainly go to the keep.
That's
Any individual in
decide.
particular?
The Regent. Are you not familiar with Bylock?
No, we just arrived today, actually.
That explains a bit. Yes, the Regent is currently the one who is presiding over Bylock to make sure that all disputes and legal troubles are resolved agreeably between parties. He is also in charge of funding and financing the guards that are stationed around the city, as well as providing general services for the public.
And what is his name?
I need to pull that up.
A nice name.
Yes, I need to pull that up.
Oh, yes.
It's a good name. It's
Okay,
very.
1 second, sorry. Google Doc is loading.
Okay.
I know how that is.
Alright.
In his box.
So, alright, and okay. So his name is Regent Tell.
Regent Tell.
Tell.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. We wish you all the best, and maybe we'll see you around sometime.
Perhaps.
I will carry Smokey out and duck under the doorframe, remembering to do so this time.
You do find in most cases you are starting to slowly get into the habit of readjusting to the head ducking height.
And then when outside, because I saw how plum-tucked Kitty Cat was running after me, I will plonk him on my shoulders and we will walk back to the Golden Lily.
Thanks, Varkesh. I'm really more of a sprinter than a marathoner.
That's a lie, but I'll choose to believe it because you're my friend.
What? You've seen me move. I got moves.
Yes, if you throw a bowl of Jello down the hill, it moves quite fast. Anyway, let's go back to the Golden Lily. And he pats him on the side.
You know I could beat you in a foot race, right?
He just looks down to his feet. He's how massive they are. I'm like, no, you couldn't.
Yes, I could. I mean, if it's a short distance.
Right. What would we win?
I don't know. What do you want?
You be my slave for a day if I win, and I'll be your slave for a day if you win.
Oh my god.
That seemed to go very far, very fast. I was thinking more like a silver.
Go big or go home, I say.
All right. Okay.
I put it down gently.
We'll do this. And what about to that building over there?
Sorry, which building?
The building that's about 150 feet over that way.
150 feet over. He's actually just craning his eyes right about now just to try and look at the specific building. Can he tell which one it is?
Smokey can easily gauge you one that's about that distance. Yeah, you can see what he's gesturing at.
It's.
Okay.
I mean, can you see it? It's the bright yellow one. It has the flowers on the mantle or
Excellent.
the windowsill.
Okay, yep, that's the one. So we're going to go there?
Yeah, you just gotta touch the building.
Right.
Okay, ready? On your mark, get set, go!
I cast Hold Person.
Right?
God, just don't do it.
It is a wisdom save, I
Yep.
believe, so...
It is. Wisdom.
Cast it at level 3.
What? Why level 3? That doesn't do any difference.
Does it not? I think.
No, it adds an
It
additional
would let
person.
you freeze one more person.
Yeah, more
I
people.
pass.
I just hold a random stranger.
Alright, so your DC... Another person on the street.
So you stay still too.
So, that one person just kind of stops and looks around, panicked for a moment as Smokey...
You're a spectator. Watch.
What is your DC 17?
There's no way it's more than 17.
If he has a +5 and it's...
It's my spell save DC is 16.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, so yeah.
Dang it.
So you feel the magic for a second, but then off you go.
And I start running. Shit!
Okay.
So I'm currently 30 feet. I just used my 60 feet because I was gonna go normal the first round. So I'm 30 feet ahead of you.
Yep.
And then second round, I am using feline agility to make it the rest of the way there.
Yep.
Alright, and that's going to be...
It was a
60
shot in
feet?
the dark.
That's 120 feet.
Oh, because then you're going to use your action to dash.
Yeah.
Okay, well, at that time, so you're going to first use your feline, which makes you go 60, so you're 90 feet, so you're close at that point.
Well, I dashed the first round, so I moved 60.
Yeah, he moved 60 the first time.
Oh, right, so you used
ahead
your...
of me.
Okay, I thought you said you only moved 30 feet the first time,
Nope.
because you said, I'm only 30 feet ahead of him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that means
because
he moved
I
60.
assumed he moved.
He moved,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's
I
like
moved,
you're
but then I
30
did my action.
Yeah.
Did his action.
But either way, I make it there
Right.
on the
Well-
second round.
Because it was 150 feet away.
Math.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
horrible.
Yeah.
If it's 150 feet away,
Yeah.
you double dashed.
So that's for 60. And then I double the dash again for 60 times 2 is 120. So 120 plus 60 is 180. So I have time to spare.
Okay.
He's there.
But but that would be your action, and I
Yeah,
don't know if you
I'm
want to
using
try
a-
to hold person you again.
I mean, now I'm looking for it. I'm ready for counter spell shit. And that doesn't cost me anything for movement.
Yes, I'm just wondering if because at the last second he could try to hold because you did say touch, so I'm kind of like imagining if
Yeah.
if you
Okay,
wanted to-
I will cast Banishment at 5th level.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh.
Good God!
Okay.
I will not be a slave to a
So I am very familiar with that spell. Do you think I would recognize what he's... Because I'm looking over my shoulder at this point, having been cast
Well, he's
at.
casting a spell. You can absolutely see he's casting a spell.
Yeah,
He's not trying to be subtle about it. If he wanted to be subtle, it'd be
I mean, it's Varkesh, it's not very subtle.
But I'm gonna counterspell that shit.
Okay, and you're casting that at...
I mean, do I recognize the incantation? Is it the same one that I use? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's not necessarily the exact same. Everyone's spell and choice of how they use it is unique to the individual.
Okay.
But you do
And it's divine magic.
recognize the magic as it is abjuration, and you see it's forming a banishment-like spell.
Okay, I will use 4th level counterspell.
Okay, I need you to roll.
4th level automatically. Oh, because you did
He
it
He
did
did
fifth
level.
You creep. All right.
I'm not going to be a
mind
slave to a
game,
chubby cat!
Natural 2.
Oh,
My counter spells are garbage.
I'm just
Well-
like, and off you go.
No, you have another round. You're not there yet.
You still have to make a charisma save for it too.
you do have to make a charisma save to see if you get banished or not.
Oh, I could actually save.
Natural 20.
No,
Another
no,
two.
no. Oh,
Two
God,
twos.
No. Another 2.
Yes.
So with the double 2, deuce is deuce.
There's no way for you to get out of that either.
You try
Nope.
to counterspell it at that time.
I
it's
could
just
dispel magic.
like, nope.
No, you're incapacitated while you're over there.
Is it? Am I really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are incapacitated.
Oh, then that's it.
Yeah, so at the moment you try to and go like, oh, he's like, oh, that little cheat, shit. Just when you're about a few, 10 or so feet away from the sill, you just, and then Varkesh begins to strut.
I just slowly.
And then I guess it's that version of him just kind of holding his finger near the edge of the windowsill, waiting for the spell to end. Or just choosing when to release it.
I will climb up to the building and just sit on the edge, just playfully swing my legs back and forth, and then just snap my fingers and then just bring them back.
Make an athletics check.
For snapping my fingers?
For climbing
Or
up a
up
building.
Alright, okay, I was about to say. So. Athletics check. I should be able
Just
to do
see
this.
if we can share in the humiliation.
20!
Oh, well, if I said disadvantage, but gosh darn. No, it's no problem for him. He just immediately climbs, starts to perch himself on the roofs, and just go swinging his feet. But he does hear that as his weight on the wood is a little bit excessive, but eventually...
You're gonna do that to me, aren't you? You're gonna make me fall through a
No,
roof.
you're fine. But you do eventually release the banishment as Smokey once more rematerialize, kind of in a stumble motion as you look and you see Varkesh in front of you.
Smokey's arms are just crossed, and you see him tapping his little furry, sandaled foot.
So, I would like breakfast at 6. I would like my horns polished and sharpened at about 8 to 8:30. Your Excellency, or the bestest of blue times 10, whichever one you would like to do, it's totally fine. I think I'll think of a few other things along the way.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Let's go, what?
So when does the time start?
Right about now.
All right. Shall we, O bestest of blue?
We shall indeed do lead the way, little kitty cat. Slave of mine.
Right.
He just jumps off the edge of the building. Excellent.
And you can see that as he lifts off, there is a noticeable bend on the roof. There is some damage.
It's fine.
But you make your way towards the Golden Lily, returning to your allies, finding that Valindra has just now begun to finish the last attempt at the scroll. So she's kind of like near the end of it. You can see that she's excited now. It's kind of clicking, and she's getting ready to share it with you.
Haha! I did it.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
I understand this.
Why is there so much paper?
I did it. I understand this.
Oh, well, Varkesh, you see, I wanted to try my hand at what she was doing as well, so I figured I'd look on and do my best too, but unfortunately I just don't have the mind for it.
Wow, you mimicked your handwriting like perfectly.
Well, mimicry is a kink, but
I didn't know you could write with those feathery fingers.
Of course you can write with those
That's silly. Your fingers have quills.
all 4 of my eyes just blink in disbelief, and I'm just like, wow.
So, who's ready for dinner?
Is it dinner time already?
It's about 5. And I believe someone told you dinner was at 8.
Well, I am ready for dinner, but sadly I don't think it's there yet.
Smokey, I would like a snack. Please go down for me and collect me a few grapes, a large cheese board, and the biggest tankard of ale you can. There you go, sweetie. Off you go.
All right.
Varkesh, we have scones and stuff here. You don't have to make them go downstairs. Why don't you get it?
You'll see.
Because we involved ourselves in a contest of what I thought was athletics, but he expanded the parameters without seeing fit to tell me.
No one said anything about not using magic.
Mm-hmm.
Never stipulated that.
Yeah, and apparently I need all the practice I can get with counterspell, so it's all for the good. So Smokey will trudge downstairs.
Okay.
Off you go, slave kitty.
It's not too much of a trouble to ask either Bipperbomb for the actual cheese board that Varkesh is requesting.
Grapes and ale.
And as you basically request it, you do see that they come back not with just a cheese board. It is a nice carved mahogany wood board. You can see there's some intricacy on the side, kind of like carved in to make it look like it's almost like a leaf in the edge. And you can see spread out is a variety of like 6 different cheeses. You see grapes, dates, raisins, apple slices, pear slices. It is a proper cheese board. And as you say ale, they do bring out one beautiful crystal clear glass, just nicely set down right there next to the board. It's a beautiful sight to see.
And if it's possible, some of the rest of us are actually feeling a little bit peckish. Could you just send up just a nice bit of nibbles for just the whole party in the suite?
Not something sweet or something savory.
Let's Let's go with savory, I think.
And you see the one with this, the one that seemed to be for the savory. Again, this is very hard to tell the two apart. You don't know which one is talking to you when you interact with them.
Weasley twins.
It kind of is exactly that. But yes, you see him go off as the savory choice was selected, and the one stays manning the desk as he will look at you and go, "We'll bring it to your room."
Oh, thank you very, very much. And he will come back up. All right, Bestest Blue, looks like they went all out. And he will just lay it before him.
I will take a seat and lounge very proud and provocatively against the bed or something like that and be like, grape, please.
I don't think I have Mage Hand. Okay, anything interesting to do? No, not so much. All right. He will take a grape and he will skewer it with his claw and then just like thumb it off, like floop.
Okay.
So just peel it, please.
Varkesh, don't you think you're a little bit overboard?
Yes.
Here, Smokey, let me. I hold out a hand. They give it to me.
Okay.
And I would like to start peeling it and try to like just dip it in a little bit of my weird vinegar flask.
Make a slide.
Without
Wait,
recognition.
isn't that acid poison thing you made?
You don't
Possibly.
know.
We're about to find out.
Make a sleight of hand check.
All right, let's give this a go.
Strange, like, narcotic hypnotic.
23.
23. What's your passive perception, Varkesh? Or are you watching him intently when he was given?
I mean, for sakes and purposes and for shits and giggles, I'm just going to say, nope, he's not paying attention.
Alright, yeah. So you
So it's got like weird vinegar and a little bit of like chopped up health mushrooms in there.
Yep, you're able to.
It like turns me into a monster or something.
You're able to quickly kind of put some of the juices onto the grape.
And if I'm completing the peeling and such and
Yeah, so
liberally bathing it, I just
Jesus.
hand it back to Smokey.
Even if I was paying attention, I don't think my natural perception would have been able to catch that.
All right. Here we go. And
Yum.
well, okay. Well, so you think yum? It was supposed to be.
I
a
was
nice,
waiting
savory
for you.
grape, but as he pops it in your mouth and it touches your tongue, you are immediately like given the most vile brine you've ever had. It's a mixture of pickle, olive, and vinegar juices, kind of all skewed together with a slight dirt taste. It's nasty, and just the instant touch is just.
I think that grape is off.
oh,
There's a bit of residue now on the side.
prestidigitation.
Oh,
The grape is clean.
I can't clean things up. It's just
You
dirt.
can't remove things from existence. You can soil or clean the grape, but it's
So
still there.
Okay.
you've
All
cleaned
right.
a chewed grape. I mean,
There's no longer any saliva or weird vinegar juice out there, though. So there's that.
It's
All right,
more
all
like
right.
evaporation and dusting, so it's virtually either you dissipate the thing into the air or you evaporate.
Okay.
What you do.
Okay. So yeah, I will kind of scrape up the grape mush.
grape juice.
All right. Well, I mean, do you want any more?
I think I'm good for now. I could do with a horn polishing, though. That wasn't an innuendo for anything, I swear.
I mean, for wouldn't I need like polish or something for that?
Oh, I have some actually. One moment.
You have horn? Oh yeah, you do have horns.
I reach into my pack and pull out an immaculately cared for bottle of horn polish.
All right.
I'm extremely vain.
That's actual horn polish.
Here you are. Oh, and I find that while a regular cloth will do, it's just not nearly as nice. The feeling on the horns, or in the hand doing the polishing, if it's not silk. You should see if you can get some of their fine handkerchief.
I mean, okay.
What have we done?
I'm
Smokey goes downstairs.
Okay. Well, as you're going towards the door, you see it already opens up as an individual is standing there. You can see the familiar one of the twins is holding what
hey,
appears to
Pip.
be. That's fine, sir. Here you go.
Oh, am I wrong?
No, sir.
Are you sure?
Insight check.
Okay, you can make an insight check. But he kind of smiles and goes, "The customer is always right."
That's not true at all.
Well, it's not bit. It's either bit or bap. I cannot see from where I'm standing.
You can make a perception check.
No, even if I could see, I'm claiming I can't.
Alright. Valindra, kind of hard to tell. Maybe there was a little bit of pause.
What's your last name?
He kind of looks at you for a moment. I thought you knew our family.
I'm actually kind of new to the group.
That's true.
He thinks for a moment, actually. I don't think he's ever given out their... I don't think they've ever given out their last name.
No, they didn't.
Not that I've heard.
No. Alright, let me quickly check my Google Docs.
I only know Sippy's name.
I don't know if Sippy had a last name.
I think I haven't really interacted with the parents very much.
Sippy... Okay, I never gave them a last name. This is gonna be off the spot then.
Golden
Obviously,
Lily?
their last name is Golden Lily.
Or Golden
Alright,
Blossom.
so it's going to be Fizzlocks.
Fizzla?
Fizzlocks.
With an X or a CK?
Fizzlocks.
Okay. Alright, thank you, Master Fizzlocks. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong, but I will try to do better next time.
No insult taken. Enjoy your meal.
Okay, thank you. Oh. And if you just happen to have like a silk handkerchief, we wanted to do a little bit of polishing.
He pulls out. Hands it to you.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you very much.
When you're done with it, you can return it at the front desk.
All right, I will. Thank you.
Enjoy your food.
Alright.
And he shuts the door.
I got more food for everybody.
Hooray!
And as he brings the tray around, it is a selection of dried meats. Kind of a mixture of sausages and what you could assume might be some seasoned strips of... It's kind of hard to tell if it could be kind of like... maybe it's a bacon, a candied bacon. Kind of hard to tell until you taste it. And you can see what looks to be finely sliced bruschettas.
He brought us a charcuterie board.
And Smokey's totally snacking as he brings it over.
Oh yeah, it's phenomenal. If you do the one which it's not like it looks like jerky, but it's not. It is candied bacon. You can kind of taste the sweetness and the savoriness of it.
Oh
There's
my
tiny sugar
gosh!
crystals.
Oh my gosh! You guys gotta try this one. It's really good. Anyway, so Smokey will grab the polish, do a little bit on the corner of the silking kerchief, and you're lying down. You're short enough, and he'll just try to go to work on the horns.
Alright, as you move between the two on his head, the ones on his cheeks, and the one at the end of his nose, you begin to slowly and methodically go between them all to polish them, as your allies enjoy the cheese, if they wish, board, as well as the meat board.
Yeah, and as he does, Parkesh, I used to actually, Bestest Blue, I used to actually give massages to my grandma and some of her friends. I don't know how it'd work with scales, but I mean, I could try.
I mean, that's creepy to admit out loud, but sure, I would love a massage. And I would just take everything off, and I would just lay...
Whoa.
Not like I'm still wearing undergarments.
What part of everything were you taught?
I am European, after all. So,
Alright. I was just talking about the head, but okay. He'll start at the apex head, and he'll start with like fingers. Okay, can you feel this?
yes?
Okay. Actually, Smokey doesn't have claws, so he can't do that. So yeah, he'll try.
Claude, you poor thing.
That's the thing where his half race.
Right. I thought you would just be Claude.
No, that would be rough. But yeah, so he's just he's trying to massage the way he knows how to do from his grandma.
Using a bit of your previous history to just give a nice massage. Varkesh, you are pampered and treated.
I am being pampered and I am enjoying this thoroughly.
Yep. And the remaining two allies are just staring and not quite sure where to go from here, I suppose.
I'll lean over to Valindra. Is this getting on your nerves for some reason as well, or is it just me?
No, yeah, it's definitely getting on my nerves. Okay, so I'm not the only one.
Well, it's just Smokey is so innocent. He doesn't deserve this at all.
FYI, guys, it's not like I'm gonna, throw him outside and say, go earn a keep for the night on the street corner, for fuck's sake. Just feeding me grapes.
I don't know if there's any way we can help without making it worse, because I have noticed this with Varkesh. The bigger deal we make out of something, the more encouraged she is to do it. So, I'm kind of stuck here.
You were saying this quietly, right?
Oh yeah, I'm
okay. Just fucking making sure, because I'm like, okay.
Well, the thing with the grape did get him to stop. That was a good trick. I don't know what I can do for this one.
I don't think I can do anything either.
Smokey, go down lower on my back, please.
I mean, I'm kind of hesitant about your tail. I'm not entirely... I mean, I know how mine's connected, but yours is kind of the same, but I don't know, bone or muscle structure. You seem to have a lot more going on than I do down there.
I do.
Alright, you know what? I can't watch this anymore. I'm gonna go somewhere, I guess. I don't know. I'll just leave the room.
Okay, you exit the room. There is the foyer, kind of little community area in the center of all the rooms, with couches set aside for people who want to read quietly or get some time.
I will actually peruse the town, try to hear if there's any gossip about strange happenings, anything like that.
Okay.
Try to get a lay of the land kind of thing.
See what you can see, hear what you can hear as you go outside. Rook, are you staying with the pair in the bedroom?
Shortly after Valindra leaves, she's like, she did insist no one go anywhere alone. I will be back later. And I follow her out.
Okay, quietly or obviously?
And once they leave,
I'm not making a secret about it.
I will sit up and I will put on the rest of my clothes and I will give Smokey the 86 pieces of gold I earned that day. Today. It's 86?
88.
70 plus...
It was
88. It was 88.
85.
88 was earned. But yeah, so 83 total.
Okay. And I'll just look at him and go, thanks for entertaining me during this entire event and scaring them off. And I'll give him the gold. He'll be like, you can use that to buy magical materials, whatever it is you weird magic cats do.
I mean, mostly paper and ink.
That works.
But I mean, I can do your legs and stuff.
No, it's okay. I was just doing it for the shock factor more than anything.
All right. I mean, I wasn't kidding. My grandma used to get headaches, and I mean, she's kind of old, so he just. I mean, didn't you never did that for I don't know, your mom or something when she was sore or something?
No.
Okay.
I mean, she used to get apples when she was sick, but that was about it.
That's so sweet.
Well, we had a few apple trees in the back. She often got sick nearer to the end. It was the sickness that killed her, and she used to love eating apples. So I used to go get the apples because I was tall enough to get the best ones.
How old were you when she passed?
I was about 20, 21 years old.
Okay. And so that's not very long ago?
31 now.
Oh. Wow.
But I've been around.
Well, still think it's a bit of a... Well, I guess I knew that I could beat you in a foot race to begin with, so it wasn't really that fair. But then you set the whole slave thing to begin with.
I did. I mean, I've seen you run before in previous skirmishes, and yeah, you were going to beat me hands down. So of course I had to play with the wording a little bit.
I mean, you're really pretty smart. I know you like to play dumb and play that up sometimes, but you know what you're talking about.
Usually, yes. But sadly, those two never really see it. They mother me too much. Wherever I go, they have to follow Varkash in case he burns down the village or stands on a random orphan and kills it. I mean, that's only happened like 4 times, and I've managed to save the child. It's besides the point.
I mean, I know I ran after you a bunch today, but that's just because, I have 2 siblings who are willing to do pretty terrible things to get what I have.
Well, your siblings were definitely not very pleasant today, but I wouldn't worry. I mean, we came out of that...
I'm really worried.
I don't you ever tell them this, and I mean it. You do, I will shave you. I will spray paint you pink, and I will shave you like a poodle. Rook and Valindra are very capable people. I couldn't honestly see myself running into really bad situations in the future or any part of my life without them being there to help me. Even before you came around, they're dear to me. I said it. Don't tell them.
Why wouldn't you want them to know that?
I have a certain reputation to maintain. I am the problem causer. I wreak havoc wherever I go. And I love doing it.
But that doesn't mean you can't let people know you appreciate them.
Guys don't talk about their feelings.
Men do.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Nice.
And then he looks back at you and goes, I am not a man. I am a dragonborn.
Did you just assume my daily gender or something? No, like, Varkash would, take that in for a moment and he's like, bruh. Okay. No, that's pretty good. I mean, okay. Shit, you've actually thrown him for a loop there, Smokey. Well done.
Yeah, anyway, this candied bacon's absurd. Try it.
I just, I grab a handful, and then that'll be me done talking for a while.
Alright. Smokey, you can, of course, begin to copy a Dimension Door spell if you'd like.
I do not have the materials.
Ooh,
not even close.
Dear. Well,
not even close.
If only someone had told you there was a wizard shop to purchase some things like that.
Wait, they did?
We did.
We don't have that much gold, though.
I gave you money, you can go do the thing.
I need more than that. I need, I think it's 50 gold per level, or...
25 gold.
Well, that's only for abjuration, I think.
Nope. Wait, is it? Oh, wait.
Yeah, abjuration only. It comes from abjuration savant.
Yeah, I need 200. Yeah. And so right now I almost have it. I have 156.
Oh, that reminds me.
But anyway.
Subtract the cost there.
Smokey's not going to make a fuss.
Alright. As you two enjoy your quiet conversations in the room, Valindra, you go outside and you do see that Rook is keeping pace with you. Kind of following you as you take an ear to the town. Make a perception check.
This ought to go well. Oh, it went well, guys.
Nice. Both of us are just here.
You want to assist her?
Oh, well, no, I was just asking if both of us are just here.
I mean, it's down to you. Do you want to do the same thing? She doesn't really convey what she's doing unless you asked what she's doing.
Well, no, I mean, I wouldn't really. I was just following after. I didn't know
you just
what she was rolling.
She's casually looking around and listening and seems to be watching things and stopping and looking at stuff.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to particularly say anything, but I am keeping pace.
Okay.
Looks a little distracted.
She does pause and listen to some conversation as you watch her eavesdrop sometimes. The majority of the discussions you hear are typical, what you would call people moving about, pardoning themselves, going and buying things, just casual conversation to see how people are going. The one thing that does stick out as a almost kind of like a mood, an atmosphere that you can just feel from the way people talk and the attitudes that they kind of display when they meet others. There is a sense of selfishness. There seems to be people who are very concerned about their own self here in Bylock. There doesn't seem to be much communal love with one another. You can see some people are courteous and polite. There's a great deal of interaction when needed, but you can see that there's no beggars, there's no paupers on the streets, and any that you think that might have maybe have come around here, any person who tries to do something like that would not get much success. Bylock seems to be very much a capitalist kind of feel for the city. Those who do well and try to strive and, beat the odds that way are the ones who are rewarded the most. So you can see that there's a greater respect for those who are entrepreneurial and have an attempt to try and build themselves up, which is why you see a lot of street vendors and hawkers on the sides of the roads trying their best to establish themselves before they can even get a storefront. But that's the feel you see for Bylock. But there's no trouble. There's no looming threat. There's no disgruntlement necessarily with any authority or any other kind of individual within the city.
Fucking cat.
We can't hear you, Kayla.
Oh no, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, alright. I guess. I don't know, Rick, is there anything you want to do while we're out?
No, not particularly. You just said you didn't want anybody to go anywhere alone. I figured I'd follow.
I did say that. I did, yes. I did say that. Okay. Well, I have made the conclusion that this town is very selfish and not a lot's going on, so.
Yeah, well, there's always lots going on here. It's a very busy place, but yes, very selfish people. Every time I've been here in the past, it's very personal, wealth-driven, very little given towards me.
I don't like it.
It does have a bit of an isolation-y feeling to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm very uncomfortable with all of this. Okay, I guess we'll just go back to the room. It's about dinner time.
Alright. You enjoy your evening stroll as the lights slowly come to life as darkness envelops the city. It's nice, it's warm, it's got people still moving about. There's no pause in the daily life during the first evening hours. And as you return, you see that Varkesh and Smokey both seem to be in good terms and measure. And when you actually enter, you do see that either Bivervap asks you, "What would you like for dinner? You want it brought to your room."
I do believe we were planning to come down. Plans have changed. To appreciate you accommodating our request.
All right. Yes, we have a table for you in your room. Yes, we have that set to the side. You can anytime.
Oh, excellent. I am really looking forward to seeing this dinner tonight. Sippy's display was always magnificent, and if you say you can do better, well,
Oh, we can do better.
Oh, I don't trust that. Oh no! What's gonna
I'm
happen?
just saying she set a very high bar, so I'm hoping to be dazzled.
He kind of nods slowly and kind of... It's that look of like, I know what you want.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
We've entered the wrong golden lily.
No, this is great. I can pit siblings against each other. This is the best.
Dance, my puppets, dance.
So yes, we shall be down shortly. About 8 o'clock, you said?
8 o'clock, that's when we open up.
Okay. About what time is it now?
He...
8 o'clock.
Probably more like 7:45. It's close, very close.
Alright, well, we shall go gather our compatriots then.
We'll see you there. as he smiles. The dining room is just around that way. He points to the opposite direction where you would head up the stairs, around to the side. You can see it goes to the other end of the inn.
Oh, yes, of course. And a bathing facility?
Oh, that is also in that direction. If you just continue down that way, before you hit the dining room, you will find that there is a small little section that leads to a underwater spring that we have.
But that's outside.
Excellent. Why, thank you. We'll see you soon. And then Rook moves to leave.
Alright. So, you head back
So head back up to the room?
Yeah. You see Varkesh and Smokey both having a nice, casual, enjoyable evening in the room.
Are Varkesh's horns looking suitably shiny?
Oh, extremely they're just like that shing every time they turn.
Anime glimmer.
Yeah.
I walk up, I get uncomfortably close, just look real up close to the horns and
You see
carefully
your reflection.
inspect every inch. Oh.
Careful that beak!
This is
That's my
impressive.
eye.
Well, Smokey, I must applaud you on your efforts. This is a fantastic job. May I have my polish back, please?
Oh, of course. I'm glad you did a good job. It was my first time.
You have a knack for it. You could actually probably, well... There are a few who take such distinction in the care of the horns, but... Perhaps we can make it a trend.
Very few people care about the state of their horns.
Yeah, actually, all three of you have horns. I never noticed that before.
Mine are cut out
Really?
and in here.
Yeah, all three of them have horns.
Actually, Rook, that's... Smokey's got a point. I've just realized you have horns like a ram. Are you part goat?
No. No, we've been over this. My mother's a tiefling and my father's a kenku.
Ah, yep, we covered that. Sorry. Okay, let's go. Cute little horns.
Kayla?
Who's Kayla?
Girl I knew way back when. She had adorable little horns. Very much like Valindra's. Almost identical in every single way.
You sure it wasn't Amrio?
Backpedaling.
Oh no, Enora.
Enora, that too.
It could be one of the many Kayla type characters I know.
I mean, they're okay, I guess.
I kind of like critically glance them over. Actually, she could use polish too.
I don't want them polished.
Well, why not?
Smokey did a good job.
Do you take no pride in your appearance?
Not really, no, I don't really care about it.
Oh, but presentation is everything, dear.
Why?
Well, because if you're not dazzling the common folk around you, they'll think you beneath them, especially in a place like Bylock. You insane?
I'm used to having that opinion on me. I'm okay with it.
Aw.
It's my comfort zone.
You just kind of stares at you like you can't comprehend that.
Just look confused.
I don't like it whenever it like draws attention to me. If people think you're beneath them, you sort of slide under the radar.
Oh, well, in a city like that, being beneath someone is bound to draw attention. This place is all about appearances. Have you not seen the ludicrous fashion outside?
I know, it's sickening.
You are the outsider here, dear. You're going to draw all the attention.
I'd still rather.
How much of that is true and how much of it is not, of course, depends on your perception.
I'd still rather not have shiny horns. Just seems a bit excessive.
Thinking about it, Valindra's actually the more normal one out of all of us. I mean, we have a talking cat, we have a talking bird, we have an 8-foot tall dragonborn, and she looks mostly normal. Just saying.
Thank you. That's very sweet. Thanks, Varkesh.
You're most welcome, I think.
I just shake my head and say,
I think I paid a compliment.
well, horribly incorrect opinions aside, it is about dinner time. Shall we?
Ooh, dinner time. I'm gonna steal me some napkins.
Varkesh, please don't steal from this establishment.
Just keep those brothers busy. Any prying eyes away.
I mean, Varkesh, the way they've been talking about their sibling rivalry, you probably just need to say that Sippy gave you napkins, and I'm sure they'll do the same.
Oh, you noticed too.
That's a really damn good.
That's a fun card to play. Of course, we shouldn't overdo it. They may see through it and just dismiss it moving forward.
Yeah,
Valandra, you said that you had spoken to Sippy's parents at length. Do you happen to know their names? We could use that too.
Are you really doing that? Well, I know their last name is Fizzlocks, so that's something.
Nice job, Smokey.
When did I talk to them?
I don't think you talked to them very long.
No,
Yeah.
I really didn't talk to them very long, Rook. It was more of I went in to talk to them about Sippy, and then I had to go back, and I couldn't stay.
You talked to them before it was the time you went into the Dragon District and faced the trials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, a shame.
I really didn't,
Well, we'll have to find that out later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of offended I called one of them the wrong name, which they seemed offended about, which is strange because it seems like they put a lot of effort into making it so you can't tell them which is which, and then they get upset when you can't tell which is which. It just seems very counterintuitive.
Maybe we should ask them if there's, some type of physical feature we should look for to distinguish this is Bip, They had to have had that question before.
We saying this while walking downstairs to get to the meal?
We can walk.
You walk and talk as you all exit the rooms and eventually make your way down the corridor to the other side of the inn. You find that, Rook, you specifically would have noticed that there's a second door just before you reach where the dining establishment is that you can see looks to be leading into where perhaps a bathing facility might be, but you don't want to go there at the moment.
I kind of glance in there and think about it, but then for the first time ever coming to a Golden Lily, he doesn't bathe before dinner.
Okay. So, you continue past that door as you head towards the main dining area. Now, as you are walking along, you do feel that you are starting to slowly decline into the earth. It's kind of like a very gradual walk, but you notice that the hallway is kind of moving downward, and that's when the door to the left, they said an underground spring. They are continuing to move you down. You eventually reach a very cool area, and the room around you starts to kind of drop in that nice kind of pleasant cool temperature. Very relaxing. And as you enter inside, you can see that the establishment beneath you is darker, and you notice that the actual interior of it, instead of it being lit by any kind of interesting, what you would call candelabras or any kind of traditional light sources, you can see little circular glass orbs that have been blown in a way to have this kind of rippling effect. It looks almost kind of like water, and you can see that there's a constant steady glow on the inside, and each of these orbs sits along the sides, and you can see in the center the dining tables are actually set into the floor. The floor itself is actually an array of blue carpets that have been rolled around and kind of made in a nice pattern and intricately woven, almost to make it look like water, but styled in a very geometric, interesting way. Each of the dining tables is actually set into the ground and has spread out the chairs and seats on the floor for you to sit on what looks to be a lily-shaped kind of eating area. Golden kind of satin sheets, very chic and shimmery, all around there. And you can see in the center, there looks to be a 3-foot long, looking kind of thin silver table that is floating just right in the middle. And you can see that there are other people moving about and going to their seats. As you enter, you do see one individual. Another, as you recognize Gnome, comes up and goes, "Ah, I believe you are the sweet guests.
Yes, that is us.
With me, please." You see him turn and walk towards the back end of the room, and you can see that there is another lily on the ground for you to sit on, kind of almost like sitting on the floor, Japanese style, as you sit down, and kind of Indian style your legs as you surround the table, and you can see the floating silver disc with no support underneath it, just hovering there.
Well, that is quite an impressive presentation. I sit down and get comfortable and just kind of like wave a hand under the table. See if maybe it's just something like holding it up that we can't see or something like that.
No, it goes nothing.
We'll do the same over the top.
Nothing?
Not my approval, and that's it.
You can touch it. It feels smooth and metallic-like.
Does it stay in place, or does it like kind of rotate with if it applied force to it?
You can try to apply force.
I'm gonna just gently like do a finger to see if it spins with my finger.
It spins.
Ooh.
I'm kind of afraid to eat off of this.
Well, hold on, and I'll try and like underneath it, I'll try and like tilt it a little off its axis to see if it's just set on one specific like axis, or if I can tilt it upwards a little bit.
There's a little resistance. You can't seem to break it from being a flat plane.
Okay. Well, I don't think it's anything to worry about. It stays flat unless you really, give it some oomph. I think it's safe to eat off of.
Sit down very carefully.
Okay, yeah, you Indian style, as you all settle down, you can see that many of the guests are also following suit, and there's a kind of ease and tradition to this. And as they all sit and get to be attended by an individual, a waiter comes to you and doesn't talk, but you see that they are carrying something, and it looks to be in their arms a large tray and a magnificent dome. It looks like kind of a silver-looking kind of cover for a dish. As you see him go in between and set it down onto the actual silver table, he leaves it be for a moment and gives a nod as you watch as the thing disintegrates and disappears, leaving behind what appears to be the dish for the table. You can see an array for the beginning of an appetizer course, sculpted in a very marvelous fashion, a selection of fruits, soft kind of maybe perhaps wraps of some sorts that are just like tucked in around the side. It's a little sculpture. It kind of seems to kind of go up there in a bit of an organic way, and you can see that there's a multitude, like a tier of what you want to eat in each level. But it's for the table, it seems.
Glorious. And so I just kind of take what I want off of it, then spin the table around towards the others.
I assume it's like towards the center, so some
right
people
in
like
the
reach
middle,
out.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Like
And if we have like serving plates, I'll just like put what I want on the plate and just finger food, I assume.
Yep, this one is just a general appetizer. Each one of you gets to enjoy it, and the small savoring of the fruit and the light flavor just kind of gets you in the mood to eat, as you notice that this is a course dinner that just continues to come out one after another, and each one is a display with a magical essence to it, and you start to see that there's a continuous kind of theme that each one tries to employ, so that whenever a waiter comes around, they each set something down, and they all do some kind of magical trick. But you all notice that they're also gnomes. Every single one is a gnome. They all are different in appearance, so they're not of illusion. They don't seem to look like they're a copy of the previous two, but everything's a gnome, and all of them seem to employ this innate ability to make this magical display for dinner, as you are presented with a multitude of fish, vegetables, meats, chickens, and anything that you could kind of imagine that they could craft together, they've done. And you get this melody of flavor and this selection that allows you to indulge with everything in smaller pieces that everyone can take a piece from and share with. So you can see that it's literally made for the table to have like a piece of it. And you all conclude with your dinner. It's very lovely, and every one of you does feel full and satisfied, and the display is a little over the top in terms of the gaudy nature. Sippy's was clean, refined, light, cheery. This is an atmosphere, a mood, a setting that kind of gives you, you're ethereal. You are in a realm of kind of like not here and there. The lights are blue, they shimmer weirdly. The ground is literally you sitting on a golden lily. It's very symbolic, and there's a lot of representation in the dishes. But it's nice and pleasant, and you can get the sense that if you were a hoity-toity individual, this would be your cup of tea.
So I'm eating it up, is what you're saying.
Oh, Rook is probably having the time of his life. Varkash, you're probably seeing it's more dainty and less hearty. Valindra, this is the epitome of a fashion design. It's just kind of like, oh, what's wrong with a good hearty meal? But it's still nice.
Too much.
Well, of course, there's too much for you to eat alone. It's a banquet style. You take what you want and move along.
No, not this. It's a lot.
Kind of look around. There seems to be a normal amount of patrons.
Never mind. Rook. Never mind.
But yes,
Never mind.
you all do conclude your dinner. It's satisfactory not only for its environment, but the taste and the food display beautiful and gorgeous and lovely. And it's just a different way for exquisite to be experienced.
Ooh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Let's see, Rakesh.
As you finish up your meal, you see either they could be people who are staying at the inn or individuals who come throughout the town to enjoy eating here. You all can stand up and head out at your leisure.
I'm gonna sit and not make a nuisance myself.
I get up as soon as we're done.
Okay. As the last dessert is provided for you.
Okay. Yeah. So I will gonna finish my meal and kind of sit a couple moments to let it digest. Like, yes, well, I think I should retire to the baths.
So
Okay.
I look between Varkesh and Smokey.
I'm good.
I will come with you if you feel that insecure about going into the bathroom.
No, it's not a matter of insecurity. It's
It's
just,
fine.
you know what the party rule.
Do enlighten me.
Oh, well, we always have to have at least one other around.
Right.
But Valindra's
Okay.
just left.
She says, "Got to go." Nah, you guys are fine.
You know, she is exceedingly terrible at following her own rule, isn't she?
I'll go with Rook to the bath.
You two do enjoy the bathing facilities. It's nice. It is underground. You can see that the entire surrounding is kind of a cold stone. Very similar to maybe perhaps like an earthy kind of cave. And as you enter, you can see that each of the pools are situated with different colors. There seems to be like a almost kind of internal light source that's also embedded in there. And as you peer and look inside, you can see that there are familiar orbs that you saw before, each of them glowing a constant light that has kind of like made these pools to look different in color. And you notice that as you go to each one in color, a cool blue and green one is actually cool to the touch. The one that is slightly red and orange feels a little hot and warm. And then there's a purple one, which is kind of like a mixed, nice, mellow one in the middle. So it's kind of like a choice, and it's set up about the room as if it was like a natural cavern. There are selections of towels and other things as well on the side.
I just remove all me kit and get straight into the bath.
Yep.
Same.
You enjoy all the that is provided. You can do what is typically expected for most spas, where it's you can settle into the lukewarm before you go into the extremely hot, before you plunge into the cold, or you can just enjoy soaking in the heat, or just a nice, cool, refreshing. It all depends. There's a mixture of how you want to do it. But
I mean, I'm just going for a bloody bath.
yeah, you can just go like in the temperate one, the purple-colored pool.
Alright. That was so.
Rook, being the typical rich boy aficionado, will start with the mellow and move to the heat as expected.
Yep. Enjoying it to the full experience. You're able to, each of you, enjoy the bathing facilities as Valindra and Smokey have retired to the room, just getting themselves ready for bed. It's
I didn't really have any particular reason for this, so, you know.
It's a beautiful, refreshing experience, and you do feel, well, for a bird, it's very interesting and it's clean, and you definitely have to spend a little bit more time making sure for you that it's properly effective for you. Because for most part, birds just kind of like quickly do it, and then they dust bath afterwards. You don't have anything to dust with. You just basically try to pat yourself with a towel.
That'll do.
But yeah, Varkesh, you're okay with water. You've enjoyed a good sand dusting as well for your scales.
I would prefer a sand bath, yes.
But you enjoy the temperature and the cleanliness of getting rid of any of the excess dust that you accumulated through the day.
Aye.
You both retire eventually, maybe about a good half an hour to an hour afterwards. Smokey?
Up in the room.
Me and Rook just come out with, like, towels around her waist and wrapped in, like, the beehive at top. All red from the neck down. Just like, we're fine!
Well, for you, you'd be purple because red and blue makes purple.
Hey.
So Felindra,
Yes.
what you were talking about before, I mean, I understand, not taking a whole lot of pride in one's appearance, but why do you feel, why do you feel that about yourself?
Well, okay, so you met the gnome at the
The priest, yeah?
yes. He was the person that gave me the most attention when I was younger. I just sort of, I don't know, I was sort of ignored. I didn't have anyone. Yeah, you know.
But you're so unique looking.
I think that might have been part of the problem. I'm not actually 100% sure. It was never really explained to me.
What wasn't?
My whole situation, I guess. I know that my mother was an elf and my father was a tiefling. And I know that my aunt who raised me, is obviously an elf as well, but I don't know. It never really seemed like she wanted me around.
How old were you when you went to the monastery?
Oh, I don't even remember having parents. I was very young. I think my mom might have died in childbirth, maybe? I'm not sure. But I don't know. I was never really given any answers. I also never really had the opportunity to ask many questions. My aunt was never around. When she was, I still, would not get much time with her. So it's just, I don't know. Whenever you're a kid and you try to make friends and all you get is weird glances and scoffs and looks that kind of brush you aside, eventually you just stop trying and learn to make the most of that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have a whole lot of opportunity to make friends outside of my Nana's house, but you're pretty, right?
I know I'm not a hag.
Well, Felindra, so one of my Nana's close friends, she runs a house of pleasure. And so, you could hold a pretty good torch up to some of those workers,
Thank you.
I love it.
That's very sweet.
Yeah, you have the whole exotic thing going on, and if you really worked at it, you could really turn a whole lot of heads.
Well,
if you wanted to.
I think I prefer not being noticed so much now. I just honestly, until you guys, I never really hung out with anyone. So
except Winnie.
Except Winnie. Winnie's been there for me. He's good. Of course I didn't forget about Winnie.
Winnie's, of course, he's pretty cute, but we're pretty good for conversation and stuff.
Yeah. No. But for a long time, Winnie was all I had. So, we talk in our own way.
You know what? If we ever get to the Jensen Desert, and if you're ever in the mood, if you want to go on a shopping trip or do a little makeover stuff, just say the word.
All right, I will keep that in mind, Smokey. Thank you. It's very sweet.
And your allies eventually join both of you in the room.
In our towels.
Actually, real quick, was there anyone else in the bath at the time?
There was at least what appeared to be a few individuals that were going to go in as you left.
Okay, then never mind. Carry on. Yes, we returned the room.
You both return with your gear and everything, of course.
I feel softer.
That was a wonderful bath. You two really should make a trip sometime.
I'm gonna get plenty of water tomorrow, I have a feeling.
The feline.
He's got a good feeling.
So are you talking about anything interesting?
What?
Wait, what now?
Were you talking about anything interesting?
No,
No?
just catching up a little bit. You know.
Always.
Ooh, yeah, speaking of catching up, Varkesh, we're making progress towards finding out more of your father. How are you feeling as we approach that? Are you okay with us taking this pause to try to gather some more funds before locating this next location?
To be perfectly honest, I actually welcome the distraction. For some reason, being down here or traveling down here has made me very nervous. I don't know why. I just feel very nervous for some reason.
Well, the ship did explode under our feet just a few days ago.
We
Yeah,
do
it
have
could be.
two very powerful magic casters after us. We also have your father to deal with, and we're getting closer to Rook's mob family, so I think I'm a little stressed as well.
Yeah.
Not to mention the possibility of some form of undead infestation in my family's mob as well. That is a matter of some concern for me.
It is all that. I mean, I could just be compacting all the things that has happened and is currently happening and will happen into one kind of situation, but I don't know. My dad is not one to sit back, which is really unusual. Like, I broke a vase once and he beat me black and bluer. That was interesting. He's not one to sit back and let his toys be ruined. You know what I mean?
Well, for whatever reason, there is some understanding of whatever group that our good friend Kindral. For some reason, they're under the standing that he intends to work outside of this particular country. So perhaps he's still at work just elsewhere.
Yeah, they said he went home to the Jinsen Desert.
Which is weird. I've never been.
I mean, I've been to parts. A lot of it's just, sand.
I would imagine a desert.
Yeah, there's just a few little pinpoints of civilization, and everything else is. Yeah, I mean, it's isolated and it's pretty tough to get out of if you don't have the right luck or supplies.
I wonder, could I see that map, Smokey? And I'd like to check and see if there was any other marking in the Jinsen Desert, if it's visible on the map.
Markings? You mean as in like X's?
Yeah, X's or any indicator of something out of the ordinary.
The map itself doesn't seem to have anything around there. It stops pretty much at the deep wood. It's not a world map. It's just kind of it's just the Florin area.
Yeah. So I just kind of glance it over and note that the Jinsen Desert's not on it.
Yep.
Roll it back over and pass it back. Well, no way to confirm the theory right now, but perhaps he has more workings out that way. Maybe something he can do remotely, or something more pressing than the loss of a research base or two.
I'm not sure. I just feel really nervous about all of this. This is like, I feel greasy. You know that you just feel heavy for some reason?
Well, the bath should have taken care of that.
Yeah, I don't know. It could just be my imagination.
No, levity aside, I believe I understand what you're saying.
But I think we should probably get some sleep. We have some money hunting to do.
Yep.
Preparation for a preparation. So, yeah.
Right.
Towel comes off. Bed I go. Actually, no, wait. There's only 4 beds, right?
Yep, one big
Yeah.
sized and
5.
I will opt out of the bed. I will put on any non-metallic clothing I have, and I will just set up my stuff on the floor.
But there's 4 beds, right?
There is 1 large bed in the center and 3 pushed around the walls on the sides and the corners.
So, Varkesh, I say you should take the middle bed because you are the largest.
This is true.
Yeah. Do you have something against beds?
Well, he did break the last one he laid on.
That too. I've never
Totally
had very
forgot
much.
about that. That's right.
I've never really had much luck with beds.
Well, this one appears to be rather sturdy. Give it a go. And it's larger too, so it may accommodate you better.
I'm gonna really gingerly test it with my hands first, just to see if it doesn't snap in half.
No, you went in earlier. It seems to be able to carry your weight.
Oh yeah, so it did. Okay, then I will opt out the floor and go into the big bed.
Yep.
Cool.
Or tired of it as well.
Yes. As you all enjoy the rest. For the
Before I go to bed, I do want to specify I am spending time to bond with my rod, like we had talked about
Right.
for the Eldritch Night thing. So that is happening.
That's easy enough to do. And yes, is it just the rod you wish to bond to?
Yeah, I don't really have anything else,
Okay.
right? I don't know. Am I forgetting something?
Well, no, you can. It's just that you have other items you can always bond to that are weapons.
I think the only other weapon that I have is
You have a sword or
a
something?
dagger. I don't even have a sword.
Is a finger considered a weapon?
Smile. I'm missing something.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
If only Varkash could make you something.
Is the finger bone thing considered to be a weapon?
No.
I thought that was part of the rod.
No.
Okay.
I
Anywho.
still have it though, right?
You still have the finger, yes.
Okay. I still have everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, yeah, just bond with the.
Yeah, with the rod.
The rod of the pack keeper.
Okay. So, with your improvised weapon of the rod, you bond to it over the course of the time before you also settle down. Kayla?
What?
Do you afterwards? Do you settle down for the night?
Yeah, I
Alright.
just want to do that and
Sure.
then go to sleep.
You all enjoy a peaceful rest. No watches taken. No one keeping an eye on things in the middle of the night.
Oh, don't say that.
I need to know everyone's passive perceptions for me, please.
No.
20.
20.
Oh.
Mine's pretty good. 14.
14.
Okay. Now, Rook is the highest and he's 20. No? Okay. Because sadly, when you are asleep, you have it at disadvantage, and that is a -10.
That's -5.
-5.
To what?
To your
Would be
passives.
15.
Oh.
You
I
get
mean-
minuses.
Winnie doesn't have to sleep. Does that count?
Winnie doesn't have to sleep if you wanted Winnie to, but Winnie can enjoy sleep with you. But forgetting that Winnie could do things like this, Winnie the MVP missed out again. You all do enjoy it and wake up the next day feeling refreshed. Fine. It's a lovely day. You do kind of feel that you slept very well. No aches, no problems, no need to get up in the middle of the night. It was a lovely, lovely night. And you all wake up to the dawn of the next day. The town is still quiet. It's just maybe about 7 in the morning.
Excellent. Then we should be able to get on the lake with not too many people.
Yes, of course. It'll be just late enough right now. Or, well, in a couple of hours. We have time for... Well, breakfast may be served by now. Let's go find out.
Hey, do you all leave the room?
Yep.
Alright, as you head downstairs to look to see if you can find anyone at the desk, you wait for a moment calling out, and eventually one of the twins moves his way around and looks up.
Ah.
Oh, are you done for the night? Are you heading out?
Well, I was checking to see when breakfast is served, actually.
Oh, we serve breakfast at 10.
Okay.
What?
And how long does your breakfast period last?
Well, it's served promptly at 10, and We can always get you food afterwards. That's never a problem to cook things. But the dinner and the breakfasts are at set times, along with our lunches.
Of course. Well, if you could set aside some food for us, then.
Oh, absolutely.
We've been planning a bit of a morning at the beach. We suspect we'll be finishing up sometime around 10, and we'll be back afterwards.
The beach? All right.
The loch.
Oh, by the lake. I understand. Yes, all right. Well, enjoy your time.
We're going swimming.
Oh, it's a bit brisk.
Is it?
Is it?
Is it possible for us to get some food to go for breakfast?
Well, no,
I can throw something real quick. Would you just prefer
Napkins.
Napkins?
Napkins, please.
All right, napkins. Yeah. Do you prefer to have just what you had last time, an assorted of savory dishes?
Something a little more filling. We're going to be active.
All right, I'll see what I can do. And he goes off to the back, and he seems to come back with what appears to be an open basket. And you can see that he has set inside what looks to be 2 legs of some kind of meat. You don't know exactly what. They've been set there on either side, kind of put off to it. Within the center, you can see what appears to be a sauce in a jar, and looks to have like a large cheese slice on one side, and on the other side it looks to be some kind of grapes, but they're golden and orange in color.
And I will cast prestidigitation on the silk rag or silk cloth he gave me yesterday and return it.
Oh, excellent. He just goes, thank you. That's fine. Will you be returning, or are you closing out your account?
Look between the others. I do believe we will be returning, so...
I think so.
We'll keep your account open, then, for your return.
Oh, thank you.
Where's your brother? I've actually never seen you two apart.
Well, currently he's sleeping.
That makes sense. Alright, I guess we'll see you later.
Right. Enjoy your time at the loch.
Thank you.
Bye.
My pleasure.
As we get outside, I'm going to pick Valindra and Rook up and put them on my shoulders. I'm going to happily walk back to the boat.
I actually don't want up. I can walk. Thank you, though.
Fine. I'll pick Smokey up instead.
I'm not complaining. This keeps me away from the dust.
Okay.
And the anti-dust... never mind. No.
Anti-dust.
The dust and the dirt.
Yep. So, Varkesh, you stroll along the streets of Bylock with the 2 party members on either shoulder, as Valindra also follows in tow, making your way to the shores of Bylock. Now, you do have your steamboat, which is currently parked at the docks as well, and you do know that the markings on the map are slightly in the water, so you would probably have to take your steamboat out.
Yep.
So you head to the steamboat.
Aye.
Okay. Heading to the steamboat, you immediately get ready to go and unlatch it, have yourselves get ready to disembark. As you make your way on the boat, you just get it to go slowly into its first initial drive as it starts to paddle to the nearest location? The farthest location?
On the map, I would say the nearest location. The location where the water seems the most shallow.
Alright, the shallowest spot. Yes, you're able to gauge that one, which is fairly close to where you're at. It's the closest one. And you head towards that. Eventually, looking around, do a survival check for me, whoever wishes to park the boat in the spot where you think the X should be.
I'm pretty good at survival.
I've been piloting the boat consistently. I'll do
right.
it. I'm not very good at it, but I'll do it.
Go ahead.
Survival. Okay. 19.
Hey!
Alright, you think you're pretty spot on to the location that was mentioned as you have the boat slowly kind of sit in the water, but you notice that there's very little current, so it doesn't necessarily drift it too much, but the boat doesn't have anything to keep it anchored, so eventually it kind of continues to waddle and slowly move off if you turn off the engine, for instance.
Oh, Varkesh, would you by any chance be able to create an anchor for this?
Yes, actually. Anyone have any rope?
I checked my packs. I do not, unfortunately.
Nobody has any rope?
No.
Have any rope either?
Dang it. Because I
Well,
haven't.
that's something we'll have to pick up in the future. We'll just have to leave someone up here the whole time to make sure it doesn't drift too far.
Okay, well, I can stay up above if everyone prefers.
Okay, I think that's fair. And Smokey, will you be able to... can you only alter yourself with that spell?
Only myself.
Alright, well, let's go diving then, shall we?
Okay.
I will cast light cantrip on something anyone wishes to hold as additional illumination down there.
That's nice. Yeah, cast it on my dagger, because I'll just have it out.
Okay, and go. Ding. There we go.
You have a glowing dagger as you use that as a means to give an extra bit of light to the depths below. So, Smokey, you're going to cast Alter Self.
Not yet. I'm going to dive with the rest of them for the first time.
Okay. Valindra and Rook, are you also diving in?
Yep.
Alright, are you wearing your gear, or are you going to go in a more sleek fashion?
I will go without my armor, and from what I know of crossbow usage, would it be usable underwater?
I think it should be by rules.
It'd be very limited.
One is magical, so there's that. It'll be lighter, so I'll leave the rapier and my regular hand crossbow there and take my envenom hand crossbow with me.
Okay.
And a few bolts, of course.
Alright. Valindra?
We can't hear you.
I don't think I'm going to be able to swim with like my chainmail and shield and everything, am I?
You could try.
I'm just propping it, and then Burkesh is going to be mad at me.
Why?
Fuck. I'll leave my shield and my chainmail.
Wait.
Okay.
I'll play things.
And I imagine... Sorry. And I imagine Smokey has kind of like... He has his outer robes. He'll take those off, and he has like sort of like a... Yeah, F it. He has boxers. Old boxers.
Old boxers.
Hearts on them? Or anchors? Hearts or anchors? That's an important question.
No, they're very plain.
Boring.
Alright, so stripping down to the basic essentials in order to be able to swim and maneuver yourselves into the loch easier, you each line up on the edge of the boat, and one by one, you go into the cold waters, kind of feeling that frigid... eventually getting used to it as you kind of stay above the surface, slowly getting as best as you can acclimatized to the cold temperature before you all take a deep breath and dive. Now, can I get the Constitution modifier for all three of you?
Sure. I am 3.
2.
Valindra?
2.
2. Alright, so, if I remember correctly, that gives you an additional 1 second?
1 plus... I think it's what you automatically get 1 minute, then plus 1 minute for every con.
Yes, I believe that's what it was. Is it 1 minute or 10 seconds?
I'm pretty sure it's a minute.
It's minute based.
Alright, it's minute.
Alright. Find out.
Okay, good. So, with that, you begin to dive as you, Smokey, have the biggest constitution?
Yeah, man.
Alright. So, being able to hold your breath for about 4 minutes, while your companions only can hold it for 3, you do spend about a good 30 seconds to a minute just to get to the floor as you start to get closer to the actual bed. Now you can see that there is a mass of silt and just dirt and some plant life that's there, but at the moment you don't know what you're looking for. So whoever wants to look for something can make an investigation check with disadvantage.
Okay. That'll put me at 15.
Okay. Disadvantage investigation. 14.
Well, Valindra being the
Oh
highest.
my god!
So, you each take a a way to look and kind of spread out a little bit to see what you can find. Rook, the most that you can see initially before you start to feel that like pressing urge to go up and get a breath again, you see that this maybe has a few what looks to be kind of stonework, maybe something that once was a building that might have been here, but there's no goods, nothing worthy to bring up, so you kind of return to the surface. Smokey, you don't even come across anything. It just looks like a lake bed to you. It's silt, and you just spend most of your time examining it as you eventually... You still have a minute, but you do see that Rook begins to go up, and as Valindra, you look around, you can see something interesting, and you go a little closer to it and kind of start to pull it a little bit. And as you do, you come up with a broken stone statuette with an arm extended up, snapped off at the elbow, and it looks like an elven figure. Probably about
We can't hear you.
it's probably about 2 feet in total length.
Okay. I don't see the arm buried in the silt anywhere, do I?
No arm anywhere in sight.
Okay, I'll take it back up to the top.
Okay.
I startled her. She's like, oh, it's you.
I found this.
I will take it from her because it's probably
That's
heavy.
a good find. Where did you find that? And maybe we'll find more.
I'll show you.
Okay. You go to point out the direction, and as you begin to search, Smokey doing a similar version of up and down, you kind of explore the shallows, and spending more time there doesn't seem to be much for you to find. It seems to have been pretty barren or
Picked over.
Yeah.
Okay. Since we do have a bit of a time crunch, after about 10 minutes has elapsed, I'll wait for everyone to come up and say, okay, well, we do have a limited time before this starts getting a little crowded. Let's say we move on to the next location.
Okay.
I say we go to the furthest one. The one
The furthest one. That may be too deep for us at the moment.
Yeah, if we go too deep, I mean, we're not even going to be able to swim to the bottom.
I maybe could.
I mean, Smokey could, but did you ever finish that spell yesterday?
You mean the teleportation spell?
Yeah.
I actually don't have quite enough gold to afford the ink and paper I need.
How much do you need?
About 50 more gold.
Okay.
Actually, I do have an idea. If we go to the deepest end, if we get a big rock now, what we can do is I can throw it overboard with you guys holding onto it, and you guys can sink to the very, very bottom of this lake very quickly. And then I can part water when you're on the riverbed.
I am concerned how that will affect your, the steamboat.
I mean, I have two hands.
Well,
And for that matter, how are you going to keep track of where we are down there?
well,
I
there's
mean, I
a
could use...
gap in the water.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, like, before he parts the water, how will he keep track of where we are? I think I see what you're saying. Like, that would be a way for us to get more air and then continue on.
Yeah. That actually sounds like a good idea for the deep part.
Yeah, I can leave Winnie with you and let you know if we need more air.
Yes.
Okay, let's try that. That's genius, actually. Very, very well thought of.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
I bite my lip, trying to take a very humble approach to it. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right. So, what do you want to do? You want to just have Varkesh?
So, Varkesh, why don't you try? So you're shaping water. If you create a bubble with one little tube that goes all the way to the surface, then we wouldn't have to worry about running out of air for the entire time.
I don't,
How long can you hold that spell?
I don't think I have a tube.
Well, you can create one. It's almost like a little whirlpool all the way to the surface. Only connects to the if you connect to the bubble at the bottom, we go to the bottom with a bubble surrounding us and one little whirlpool connecting us to the surface.
Well, I think if we just use the rock to sink, and then he creates a much shorter version of the part that tap he's created before, it will effectively be the same thing.
It's true.
I think it'd be. I mean, just the way I picture it. If we're able to walk on the bottom in air, then, like, for instance, we'd be able to see a whole lot better. For one.
I don't think I can control the bubble, as it were, unless I was down there with you.
Well, how about this then? I'll stay with the ship. I'll send Winnie down with you. And then just to kind of help look around.
No, it's fine. You three go down and have fun. I'll be more than happy just to linger up here.
Okay.
Well, I think Philidra has a good idea there, actually. Having more eyes on, this would give us a way for a force entry.
Yeah.
While still preventing the boat from running off on us, and if you can hold the spell long enough, that would be an excellent way for us to search even better.
It's true.
It's up to all of you.
Yeah, I'll stay up here. Put Winnie on Varkesh's shoulder.
Oh, hello.
Okay, so Varkesh and Rook and Smokey are going into the water.
We wouldn't technically need my anvil. I mean, I weigh 600 pounds and I'm wearing full plate. I mean, I'll sink like a brick.
Oh yeah, if you're in armor.
Choose to keep wearing the plate, yes.
Yeah.
How are you going to get back up? That's heavy.
I'll be fine. I'm Varkesh.
All
It
right.
is take. I know.
So you're going to use control water?
First, I'm going to sink down to the very bottom of the lake with everyone first.
No, we'll hold on to it.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
So you go ahead and you take a deep breath, and you're going to hold on to Varkesh so you all sync with him?
Yep.
Okay. So as you hold on to each other, you just kind of begin to descend to the bottom of the lake as you go straight towards the dark depths. Now, Varkesh, the only light source that
Cast
you
light
have...
on my mace.
Oh, you're going to do it on your mace. Okay. The only light source you have is going to be the dagger, but now it's on the mace. So you have a little bit of light that just seems to go only about 15 feet away from you as the water dampens it a little bit, making it murky, harder to kind of get the water to penetrate through. And you begin to descend down into the darkness. The depths very quiet and eerie as you just kind of feel the rush of it before you spend maybe about 20 seconds descending, 30 seconds.
All right.
You hit a soft silt floor. You can feel the mud between your toes.
Okay, and then I will cast hot water.
All right.
Or cold water, I should say.
Okay. So, Varkesh begins to cast the control water spell, and he begins to part it. Valindra, while you're up top, make a perception check for me.
Oh no. 6. It's back.
So, you're just kind of casually looking and waiting, and you just begin to turn on your eye vision to look through Winnie.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of doing that. You don't really feel the difference, but then suddenly there's a whoosh, and you lurch, and you suddenly feel the boat. Now, as the parting water happens, the boat came towards it and went and fell in.
Did the boat capsize?
The boat didn't capsize. It currently fell a little bit into this waterfall as it began to part. Because when Varkesh began to part it to bring it down to where he's at, the boat slid in as it begins to fall in, kind of like a little slide.
I thought he was just making a bubble for them.
Sadly, you cannot make a bubble. He can part the waters.
Okay.
And so what he's done is, as he parts the water, you notice that the parting begins from the top to go all the way to the bottom. You can do it for up to 300 feet. And as he does, without him knowing what's going on, suddenly the boat falls in and begins to descend like an elevator as the wall of water beside you just surrounds you, and you look to see that you're beginning to sink.
Can I try to steer the boat out of it?
You are kind of wedged between the walls, and the gravity has pulled you down, and you weren't aware enough for the steamboat to be turned away in time.
I'm just gonna speak through Winnie and say, I'm losing the boat, I'm losing the boat, I'm losing the boat!
Okay. Winnie...
Bring back the water!
Winnie in the water just goes... It is trying to speak underwater.
I look up. What do I see?
A very faint light.
Oh yeah, we're super dark.
Well, I guess at that point at the bottom, when I say part water, I would be parting the water on top of us.
Yep.
So the water would from the bottom and then work its way up.
Well, it's the other way. It parts from the top and comes down.
Okay, so it's taking its time getting
Yep,
down.
so it's taking its time. And as this is happening, you just kind of are waiting for Varkesh's spell to finish. Because you saw him cast and release something, and you could feel a slight pull in the water, as if like some of it was going away from you as the water is coming down. There's a small current.
Unbeknownst to us, our boat's about to drop on top of our heads.
But as you do, you eventually will see, as you kind of look around and look up,
Yeah.
instead of a lightness, you see a dark silhouette as the boat is coming down. As you can see, Winnie is just kind of going... There's a weird kind of like sound from Winnie, and Varkesh, Winnie's panicking and trying to say something to you.
I want to make an insight check to see if I can interpret
Sure.
what's happening. This is the part where we all get TPK'd by our own boat.
Hey. And Varkesh?
I
cast
mean-
Another 2.
That's a 2
I know,
and
right?
a 1, so, no.
Bad.
Nothing.
Like,
You're
silly fox.
You're confident. You're just like, any minute now, the air will be right where we need it. Any minute now. And
Can Varkesh cast this underwater? Because it's vocal.
yeah,
I would've-
he can.
If he just
can
uses the air.
He can release
Oh,
the
that's
breath
right,
in his
that's
lungs
right,
to do
that's
that.
I forgot that was the rule. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. But I've seen this dark thing getting closer. I'm gonna be like tapping them on the shoulder, just like pointing up,
Varkos, you see a slow...
just like swim away a little bit.
Yeah, you see a slow, steady descent.
Ooh, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
out of the way very
slightly stepping away. You drift to the side as you watch and wait. Eventually, as your magic effect works for 100 feet, you can part the water all the way down to walk. And eventually, the boat just sits in the mud as a wall of water on either side has gone all the way up.
I swim into the area that I can breathe in and step
Right.
out and like, oh, this could actually be a little fortuitous, unintuitively. If he can
Ow.
slowly bring the water level back, we can all just come back up the boat and do a little bit more stuff.
That's true. All right. Well,
I guess.
Varkesh, how long can you hold that spell?
That's a good question, actually.
10 minutes.
10 minutants, if I'm not
Okay.
smacked by an underwater creature, which there
Yeah.
most likely will be.
Okay, well, in that case, I don't think we're in really any danger of someone stealing our boat down here, and it's not going anywhere. I'm going to go look. You two should pair up with Winnie and the three of you and see if you can spot anything more of value.
Well, actually, I think I should probably stay here.
Yeah. As soon as if you lose concentration, the boat's going to be destroyed again.
You know that with the nature of the spell, when it ends, the water will slowly fill it back up gradually in the next round
Oh.
and return it.
But still,
It is not a crash. It does say in the spell.
me risking getting hit and actually ending the spell early is a bit of a pain in the butt,
And also,
and I'm worrying.
Especially being that most of us probably can swim back up safely.
okay. So if Varkesh stays on the boat, I'll also go swim and investigate. Valindra, do you want to swim out or do you want to stay put?
Yeah, I'll swim.
All right.
Light on Smokey's knife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Line
Well,
up.
Varkesh, if you're going to stay inside of the boat, perhaps you could look in the dry
Look in the what?
area here.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. I'll check around in this patch.
Okay. Looking in the trench. So, each of you, as you go to search for anything in the depths, go ahead and make an investigation check with disadvantage. Varkash, just flat.
Okay. I'm going to take my time with this, even though it's going to vastly reduce the area I can search more thoroughly.
Okay.
So 23.
And then I am 19.
Wow.
Everyone did pretty well. All right. So, Varkesh, for the most part, you spend your time just casually looking around and just waiting for your friends to come as you look. Valindra, you see what appears to be not buildings, but more of what looks to be odd shapes. A multitude of different looking mounds and pieces. What look to be like sticks in the beginning turn out to be spears, and you see them rusted onto the sides, seeming to kind of stick up and Their tips are completely covered in barnacles or other kinds of life. You see that there is just a very odd display of what appears to be armaments scattered around the place. Rook and Smokey, you notice this too as you also are traveling around. It seems to be that in the deepest part of the lake, you kind of see the remnants of an army. There's a bit of an eerie kind of presence as you can kind of see this underwater graveyard. And
just quick question. I really did think about this beforehand, and I totally forgot to speak up. I would have given one of them my bag of holding, that if they find a large hole or something, they could use it.
Who do you want to give it to?
I will give it...
Do a D3?
Yeah, I'll do a D3. It makes it easier.
Also, one of us is going to need your light.
I have the light. The dagger.
Okay.
1.
Who was 1, 2, and 3?
Well, I thought you were going to determine that.
Okay. All right. Reroll again. We'll do this. So, 1 is Connor, 2 is Kayla, 3 is Cody.
Okie dokie. 3.
Cody. All right. Rook has the bag.
Fancy.
So
the best.
Rook, you were given the bag as you made your way into the depths. So, Smokey, as you see this graveyard, this very eerie kind of atmosphere, you also notice that as you are investigating, many of them are on bodies, skeletons, all these things that don't even have any trace of flesh on them. It's just this weird kind of like frozen mound as they just kind of scatter and move about. You can see armor, most of it is just kind of rusted away, and you can see a few things that as you kind of inspect, you begin to see that there are coin purses, small collections of coin purses that have been kept with the bodies, and you kind of begin to slowly pick them up a bit at a time, and sometimes they break and you see coins fall out. As you see gold begin to fall, you kind of start to pick them up a little bit as you are searching. You can see that as you're inspecting this, it's kind of like a mass grave of people. Rook, you're noticing this as well, and you kind of also begin to do a passive version of grabbing gold coins. As you can see, the purses are there, and you can pick up any of the ancient stuff if you want. It's rusted, most of it is kind of very badly done, but one thing does pop out to you. And you can see, just in the corner, what appears to be a small, tiny little crystal ball. And you kind of get a little closer to it. And you kind of pick it up for a little bit, and it's surprisingly clear, and as you kind of hold it, it does a tiny little shimmer glow as you hold it. Being in contact with it, it kind of brings it a little bit to life a bit.
I am definitely taking that.
Okay. Make an Arcana check for me.
Okay. 9. Not great.
Hard to tell what it might do, but it does seem magical in nature.
Alright, cool. Yep, definitely taking that. And with the time that I have here, if I don't spend anything else of interest, I'll, on the way back, grab a couple of the less rusted weaponry pieces.
Okay. Alright, just trying to grab some of those. You do that. Smokey, you with the dagger, you're kind of searching around and looking, and you're getting to that. As you're doing so, make a perception check for me.
Okay. 21!
Alright.
Nice!
You start to notice that as you're looking and picking and you kind of pull your head up and look around to look at other ones, you stop and look to the left, and you swear that the scene isn't the same as it was before. You kind of continue on to the next one, do the same thing, look around. Again, the silhouettes are off. You have the light source, which just kind of gives a 15-foot radius, but everything outside of that is just this weird, murky darkness. And as you're doing that, you kind of stop and pause and stare, because your senses are tingling, and as you look, you notice that there's a shift. One of the spears moves with it. A helmet moves as well. And you start to see what looks to be humanoid shapes closing in towards you.
I fucking called it.
Oh, of course. Can I react?
I mean, at this time, you see this as this is happening. This is your moment to do something.
Yeah. Am I close enough to the ground to push off and push up?
You could, if you would like.
Okay. So, well, are any of them within like what I would consider striking range of me?
Yeah, they would be within ranged if you went with your spell.
Oh no! I mean, could like someone could one of them hit me at this point? Do I need to worry about disengage?
Potentially, you don't know.
Okay, I am going to try. We're going to try shocking grasp on all these metal-covered, waterlogged buggers.
Okay. So you're going to then focus your shocked hand in that direction?
Towards the movement, yes.
All right. Make
I'll try
a check for me.
Okay. 11!
All right, you can shoot it out 10 feet.
Okay, shoot.
So nothing is within 10 feet yet.
Okay.
What you're seeing in the distance.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to push off from the ground and like backpedal away from towards the boat.
As you put your feet down to push off, your feet touch it, and suddenly you feel a hand grip onto your ankle, and you look down and you can see coming from the mud an undead skeleton looking up at you. I need you to roll for initiative for me.
Oh my gosh. Everyone? Or just
nope,
him?
just Smokey at the moment.
Oh,
Okay.
Buck is just oblivious to it all.
14, not terrible.
All right. We'll go ahead and put you on the initiative order.
Man, not even a skill check for that grapple.
It is a grab and reach sort of thing. It's not like it's grappling you. It's just that at that time that was your choice. Your choice of action was to retreat, and that was what you did.
Okay.
So.
All right.
So we're gonna head and add you in, and you are.
Oh, I need a token.
Okay. So you don't see that for you.
I don't have the map yet. No.
All right. You can throw your token on there.
I mean, I don't have a map. I just have the world map right now.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah, you can throw it on the world map.
Oh, that would work, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So I can do that. Then I will do. Do you want me to roll initiative again, or?
I don't know. You can do
Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative again, just so I can. All right. Okay, there we go. 14 for you. Okay. So, let's see what they roll.
The bylock. Come on.
Alright, so.
Undead are notoriously slow.
What's that? They have giant skis. What's this magic?
Oh, gosh.
And that could definitely ride a skidoo.
Be awful.
Alright, so here we go.
Pirates of the Caribbean meets Miami voice.
Alright. So, they shall roll a 9. Alright.
Oof.
So, you get to start.
So if I'm not grappled, I'll try to. Oh, what do I do? Yeah, I'm gonna try to swim away, and I'll use my feline agility to just go. If we go by traditional water rules, I'll go 60 feet because I'm half speed.
Right. Alright, so you start to swim away. It's going to make an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay.
Now, its attack of opportunity will be a grapple check.
Okay.
Ah.
I will use acrobatics.
Alright. So
And that is a 30.
it tries to
I'm
reach
rolling
and grab you.
garbage.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Double 20s.
I am rolling garbage. Okay, so do we say that I start with my movement and it doesn't work, so I have my action?
Yes, because you basically use your first movement, then your action would have been to dash at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, with that,
It is. That grip is
Yep.
now suddenly, as you try to pull away, it just anchors you down and it just pulls you in as it starts to look at you. Its black eye is just staring at you.
yep.
Or you mean just panicked.
Okay.
Hopefully not. That'd be a bad time for that.
Grasp.
Yeah, it's like,
Okay. So shock and grasp does require vocal components. I'm going to try another action to acrobatics and get away. Or get out of the grapple, at least.
Okay, an action to break the grapple.
Yeah, because I can't do much worse than what I rolled. 26! What the heck
I
was
think
that?
you beat that, so yeah. Alright, so you break free of the grapple, however, you have no movement.
Yep.
So it's just kind of like that version of, like, trying to get it off as you hover and are right there.
I don't know if zombies need sight. That's the thing I've never thought of before. I'm considering, well, I can't, probably throwing the dagger towards the boat will be in action anyway, so.
It would be.
Yeah. Okay, I have bonus action. I got bunk.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Alright, so at the end of your turn, you see the skeleton moving in and once more going up towards you, trying to grapple you down into the silt with it. Go ahead and make your acrobatics check to avoid it.
I am better than this stupid zombie.
No, not this
Are
time.
you?
As it grabs
Are these straight
onto
rolls?
you and
You're beating me with
pulls you.
straight rolls.
Oh yeah. It just starts to drag you down, and as it's dragging you down, you can see its mouth just kind of going, trying to just like get at you and pull you closer to it. As this is happening, you start to see that more of the shapes are starting to close in on you very slowly because they can't really move that fast underwater. But they do start to close the gap as they have made another 30 feet using their action to dash. You are now seeing the other army of skeletons around you. You can see them. There's probably maybe 10 right now on your peripherals.
Mhm.
Yep, so it's your turn.
Yeah. I gotta get out of this stupid grapple. Acrobatics for my action.
All right, as you
Hopefully
try to
your roll will be...
wriggle 3, and I think it keeps you.
Defender wins.
I think...
Defender wins.
Yeah, so it's defending.
Yeah, it's
trying to hold
defending.
you. Yeah. So sadly, you just... Yeah, and it's a death hug right now, and the bony fingers are digging in and keeping you with it. It's like a nasty hug.
Roll 20 is gonna kill me. I feel like I'm doing everything I can, but the dice... Yeah.
You've rolled a 5, a 9, and a 7 for these escapes so far.
And he's rolled 15 plus.
And then that one that you did get that was 16.
Doubled up on the 20s too, so brilliance. But yeah, no bonus action?
Smokey, I mean, there's... Maybe next turn, we'll see.
Okay.
We gotta find this man a scroll of Misty Step, guys.
Yes, you do. So, you feel yourself just being pulled in, and now you actually feel that your legs are getting sucked into the silt as you are being dragged into the ground again. And now that you are closer to it, it begins to kind of, instead of using a sword attack, it's starting to like use its fingers and its mouth to try and bite down onto you.
Oh, I don't care about that shit. I have a ward.
Yeah, it goes and it rolls a 9.
Get out of here.
No, so it doesn't really get much in terms of purchase at that time
Yeah,
as that one's
baby.
trying to get you. But the others now emerge, and you can see them walking. Some of them have rusted swords, broken spear points, all this mismatch of just these weird collections of skeletons. Some of them humanoids, some of them not. You start to notice now that in the distance there are larger skeletons coming, bigger in frame, twice the size, almost as large as that monstrous troll that you faced in the dungeon one time below, making their way to join the fray.
Uh-huh.
You are now perfectly surrounded in a circle as they've now encompassed you on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
It's your turn.
You know what'd be real fucking ironic is if we had actually just found the next research location by going typing.
And I mean, this is kind of a prayer, but I mean, like, I don't think I would have swam too far away from everyone else. Does no one else?
Can I see this happening?
I mean, I know that.
No.
I
No
know
one's
the
made an
15.
attempt to kind of give some sign of warning.
But you haven't given them the chance yet.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, since I'm surrounded, I'm only grappled by one person, though, correct?
One. Yep, only one.
So if I were to action is to get out of grapple, I can't disengage,
No.
but I'm in melee with a bunch of people.
Yes.
Yep. So at that point, I'm going to use my message cantrip. I know where the boat is. I am going to go to Varkesh and say, "Zombies, I need the best blue.
Okay.
Just rip off my shirt and it's just got a BB on it. Best blue.
In each peck, and if you fleck it, best blue. Peck.
Best
Do
blue.
the dance.
All right. So, as your turn, Varkesh, you receive this panicked, whispered message as he releases his breath. That one little whisper. So I'll say, since it's a whisper, you kind of have a little bit of breath left to cast a spell if you wanted to.
Okay.
But yes, Varkesh, you suddenly are alerted by it, and you just look and trying to find the light source. Make a perception check.
Okay. Let's hope I get this.
I mean,
10.
Okay, you keep searching. You know he
well,
said
20 is going to kill me.
he said there was a panic, and you know there's somewhere, but you don't know right yet. But we're going to add you into the initiative, so go ahead and roll for initiative.
Okay. I'm so sorry, kitty
Would-
cat.
We not
19.
see
Hmm.
his light kind of be putting out a little bit because of the surrounding.
It's only a 15-foot radius.
It's a very, very tiny, murky light. It's kind of one of those things where it's like the water is not allowing you to see the
Wait.
light in a distance.
Wait, question. Are spellcasters not capable of detecting their spells?
Detecting. Oh, do you mean do you know where light is?
Yeah, because
No,
it's like
sadly
nice.
not.
Dang it.
You can cast locate spells, but sadly you don't know that
Bugger.
necessarily.
Sorry. I got a good.
That's fine, but we'll start with you at the top of the round, because that was just kind of on his turn, his reaction whisper that happened. But
okay.
the skeletons are going to make attacks at him.
Now, out of curiosity, since they're not natural waters things and they don't have a swim speed, do they all have disadvantage?
On attacking you, no,
Yeah.
they do not have a disadvantage to attack, because it is a melee attack. Because it's
That
basically
should-
one of those things where it's like when they swing and you're trying to get out of the way, you both are working with the resistance of the water. So it's kind of
I'll buy it.
everyone's
Okay.
doing a slow-mo adjusting kind of thing.
Okay, I'll buy it.
So they go, the one that's going to try to nibble at you, tries to nibble, 22.
Okay, comes off the ward.
Alright, one ward absorbs as a bit of puff comes away. Another one starts to strike, misses, strike, hit.
That will hit for 7. Nasty.
Another puff of damage gone away with your ward.
Okay.
So that's 3, and you have another, because it's 9, and the one on your person. It's 10, so 3. We got 7 more. So nope, 1, 2, another 8.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay. Another 1.
Okay, we're into my HP.
Okay. Then that hits.
You are rolling so freaking well.
Yeah. And then that misses.
Okay.
And so that is 8, 9, 10. Alright, so the 17 hits, so 3. So you take, I think, a total of it's going to be 24 damage, is that it?
Oh no, more than that. It was
Because you absorbed it with the shield, though.
I took a total of 7 damage plus my 24 wards. So you did 31 points of damage that round.
Alright, okay. So, as they start to swarm you and assail you, you are kind of now in the middle of a deathly hell. Varkesh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna go try and save the cat.
Alright, you go ahead and make another perception check as you continue to look and try to find him. Yeah, go ahead.
He does have the light.
Oh!
Oh!
Okay, I was
Yes,
I was
excellent.
debating whether to give you advantage.
Doesn't matter.
But yeah, it doesn't matter. So as
Cat could die.
you turn and you kind of look and you begin to sense something, then you see
I can smell blood in the
and you
water.
stop and look into the distance
Probably.
and you kind of see a small flickering and you move into the water in that direction. As you look, you can start to make your way there, and as you spend 15 feet to get closer to his direction, you can see in the distance, very far away, Smokey surrounded by a black mass, and you can see other
Well-
black blobs around him.
Well, on my turn, seeing as I only used, I haven't used an action, I'm just gonna literally book as far as I can.
Oh, so you're in a sprint. Okay, so you move 30 feet instead of 15.
Yeah.
As you walk into the water, holding your breath,
Yep, I'm
as you
pretty
make
much
your
just
way
like,
towards that, not warning anyone else.
I was in blind panic mode.
Okay, that's fine. But so you are making your way. You make an intelligence check for me to see if you can guess how far you are.
Come on. Ugh.
He's far away. It could be anywhere from 50 to 100 feet.
A million feet. No.
Both 20's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Smokey's turn.
I mean, okay. Think. I've already used my thing.
You barely whispered out a whisper, so you still have enough
Yeah.
to cast one spell.
Mm-hmm. None of my spells are pretty well. There's one spell, but that would possibly hit me as well. I think I gotta do it. I have no reason to believe my friends are coming, so I'm probably in blind panic mode. So I am going to cast Synaptic Static centered on myself.
Ooh.
Okay.
So all of them will need to make an intelligence saving throw for a shit ton of damage.
Ooh, okay. Alright. So, each creature within a 20-foot sphere centered on the point makes a saving throw. If its intelligence is 2 or lower, it can't be affected by the spell.
Are they below that?
They are not. Their intelligence is 6.
Ah.
So they are affected by the spell. So
Nice.
half as much on a save, that's successful.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do my save.
Alright.
Intelligence, come on.
Ooh,
There we go.
That's a 19. You're pretty good.
There's halfway. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
49 damage. Okay.
Alright. Smokey, you are also given 1 advantage point by our lovely viewer Tamarick. So you have that for any time you might need advantage or a reroll. You never know.
Uh-huh.
So you have it. Mark
I
that as a
just
point.
noticed I already had one.
Oh, well, now you have 2. Now you have 2. Could have used it for a grapple escape, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So, the skeletons will make their intelligence saves. Now, let's do the first initial 10 that are around you. So the one that's grappling you fails and just turns into broken pieces at that point. Now, the remaining 9 that surround you fail. Fails, that's 2.
Kill them all.
4. Does that succeed?
It does succeed, but it's still 15 points. I don't know how much HP they have.
Oh, then I don't even need to make a save. They'd all die anyways at that point.
Yeah,
So the little
and
ones immediately disintegrate. All of them.
Yeah.
Every single last one as you kind of let out your last breath, but you are now suffocating.
Yep. Am I conscious?
You're conscious, but you
Okay.
currently have only the rounds equal to your con modifier to survive.
Okay. I have not moved for an entire several rounds, so I have my feline. I won't use my feline agility this time. I'll use 15 feet to swim towards where I know the air is.
Alright, to where the boat is. Alright, so you start to make your way in that direction. As you do that, you do notice you are heading towards a larger shadowed shape in that direction as well, as you are technically surrounded by them, and you seem to be drawing their attention.
So there's a bigger shape. Okay. Well, I'm swimming towards the boat. That's what I'm doing.
That's fine. There's a bigger shape nearby in that vicinity too.
I have the knife, yeah.
Yeah. So as you swim,
Stab me as you swim forward. It's gonna be great.
but you don't have to throw. You can do other things, but that's fine. So you swim in that direction,
Yeah.
holding onto the knife.
Mhm.
So,
God.
Varkesh. Actually, no. I'm sorry. During that time, that is when the skeletons move. So yeah. So that is, it gets closer to you. So this skeleton, that as it gets closer, you start to see that it is bigger and stronger, and you can see that now, instead of it being just a small, weak humanoid, you kind of now begin to see the shape of it appear as the light reveals it, a massive frame and a bull-like head with horns spewing off the side of its actual skull. It is a monster of an undead creature.
Yikes.
And that's it's going to be falling in the same category as the initiative rolls for the skeletons, just to make it easier for me.
Sure.
But it is now within reach of you as it makes its final
How convenient for it
towards
that
it.
it didn't get hit in my nuke.
Well, actually, it might have gotten hit.
Yeah, for it to have dashed, it would have had to have been.
It would have gotten hit by the.
I also
the
moved
effect.
15 feet away. There's no way it could get in melee and not have been in my nuke.
So yeah, it would have. So it definitely makes the save. But I can tell you, it has absolutely more hit points than 30
15.
and 15 if it saves. So this one specifically, because you're kind of moving away from the others. So that would be I rolled it. It should have gone.
Oh, so it's attacking me?
No, this is the intelligence. Okay, no. So it fails that one. So it takes the first initial one.
So it takes the full damage, and it also gets a minus D6 for every attack against it for the next minute.
Good. You might need that. So as it gets closer, you see it begin to start to bring its own hands up as it tries to go at you, to grab onto you, and pull you in close to it. So it's going to make a grapple attack.
Ah!
So you make your save with acrobatics.
We're going to use an inspiration on that one.
I think you should.
Because for the love of God, I have a +8.
You barely succeed with that inspiration off on the table. You are able to just narrowly get away from the grasp as you kind of spin a little bit in the air with the panic in your face. You're just trying not to, die as you feel the air burning in your lungs right now. It's just there's nothing left to kind of go for, and you're just like at that time.
So Temeric comes in clutch.
Varkash, it's your turn.
Alright, seeing as I know where he is, I'm just gonna move straight towards him.
Alright, so you move that 15 feet forward. You start to get closer, and because it's a half movement.
Yeah, I'm just kind of thinking about something. I need to be able to get to him faster. This sucks. Bollocks. This sucks. Wait a minute. Just let me quickly check. Fuck! It's a touch spell. Bollocks. Because I know where Smokey is, do I therefore see the creature?
Yeah, you can see Smokey now as you get closer to it. Because of your perception check, you kind of honed in on the light source.
Right, okay, then I'm going to guiding bolt that thing in the tits.
The larger of the shadows next to him. Alright.
Yes, preferably, because I already
Thankfully,
know
with magic being unable to be impeded by water, you just focus your spell and you fire it. Go ahead and make your attack.
Right, I'll cast this at a level 2.
Yeah!
There you go. And that means the whole thing should be illuminated, like boogery now.
Well, the target part that does hit definitely illuminates. Oh, okay.
It's not that great, but it still hits.
Yep, it definitely does, and it certainly hits it. As you can see now, a sudden bolt of what looks to be like yellow glowing on this large frame as you can see it kind of radiating a target, and Smokey is slightly illuminated a little bit better as you can see him. He's looking at you and he's kind of like... However, does your guiding bolt require you to use a verbal?
I believe it does.
Let's find out.
Wait, we can still do verbal underwater, right?
Yep, but then you lose your breath.
Yeah, verbal somatic.
I suppose.
So as you release it, you suddenly now feel that you're not able to hold your breath anymore, and you're starting to feel that suffocation effect.
Okay. That's fine.
All right.
That's fine.
All right. Smokey, it's you.
Yeah.
Actually, can I take that spell back? I know it's really unorthodox, but it
is quite late after the turn.
I know. Okay, fine, screw it. I mean, I dedicated.
I mean, if you're thinking that you didn't want to lose your breath, and that was the main thing that you didn't realize was a thing, I can say yeah.
I didn't really think about that. And I really need to get to Smokey because I'm planning on giving him mouth to mouth. I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna need to because you're running out of breath.
Okay. So you go ahead and instead hold onto your breath and use an action to dash.
Yep, just full move, so full 30.
Okay. Alright.
That won't happen again.
Water mechanics are always a bitch. Alright, so I'm going to disengage and then feline agility to move 30 feet towards the air.
Towards Varkash. Alright, this is your second or third round?
Second turn.
Alright, you have one more left, I believe.
Yep.
So, as this is happening, Varkash, you see the light moving closer to you at this time, as it is moving with as much speed as possible. Now,
I'd probably put it between my teeth so I can use both my hands to swim.
Okay.
Great, I'm about to give you fucking mouth to mouth and all.
So, Varkash,
I will save you! Fucking hell!
He is closer now to you, and you can see that he is now about 30 feet closer. At that time, you gauge that he's probably about 30 feet from you right now, at this point. as he's starting to swim closer to you, and you can see now behind him the lumping shape is just moving, and it closes the distance to, because you moved 30 feet with that?
I moved 30.
Yeah. So it closes it at that point, and it is now right behind him, on top of him.
I cannot afford to waste my action to move 30. Because I need to do 2 things.
Undead, man.
No. I will continue to move forward. I really want to be within reach of him.
Well, okay, I mean, if you use your action, you will be within reach to kind of hold him at that point, so you can do things
Alright,
like that.
I will move. I will take my action, but then will it be an action to give him a breath?
No.
Okay, that's fine. That's all. I'll move my full 30. I'll grab hold of him, and I'll make sure the knife is removed from his face before this happens. And I don't know how this works with a reptile. They ain't really got lips as such, but just like swallow his head and just exhale my entire lung capacity within him.
You want to give all of your breath?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give.
So you have nothing left to cast a spell with, or do turn undead with?
Not yet. I've wasted my action. I've used my bonus action to give you air, which is the important part.
It's one of the. I mean, you can control how much of the air you want to give him. You can give him like.
I'll give him 2. Like if I have breath for because I've got a Constitution of 3, so that means I'll give him like 2 minutes worth of breath.
All right. Well, you won't be able to give him 2 minutes worth of breath, but what I'll say is that
you know what I'm totally aiming for.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine because you have you have a full minute to breathe. I can say what you can do is when you exhale out into him, you can give him your Constitution modifier of rounds for breath.
Sweet.
So you still have your base minute, which you are starting to pull on because you've already run 3 turns in. So you have 7 more. No, 7 more turns to go. 4 and 7. Oh yeah,
I had 1 left. He just gave me 3, so 4.
Yeah, you have 4. Well, but it's each round is 10 seconds.
What?
Is each round
is 6 seconds.
It's 6 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
all right, good.
Yes.
Okay, so you still so Varkesh, if you had your minute, that was 10 rounds, but you've already spent 3 moving. So you have 7 rounds left of breath.
That's fine.
Smokey, you have 4 rounds left of breath.
Yep.
Okay, so with you now at the 7 and 4, counting down and marking your breaths, you now have given enough for Smokey to try and maybe perhaps hold out long enough to get to the air. So, at this time, Valindra and Rook, you're kind of starting to make your way back a little bit. Go ahead and make perception checks for me.
Okay.
Well, back on the ranch.
Hey, I noticed nothing.
Alright, Valindra's just moving back to the boat casually, just to kind of get her refresh of air at that point. It's just kind of like a...
What
like-
a lovely day.
Casually breaststroking.
Rook, you, as you're making your way, you kind of notice a slight light in the distance, and as you're peering off, you can see that it's kind of a weird sight. Here, and a little bit to the right, you can see Varkesh and Smokey, and a little light source between the two of them, and the boat slowly in that direction as you were going, and then just to the left, you see darkness, black shapes moving, and a large one right on top of the pair of them.
Okay. Well, considering the amount of time I've been out, would I be running low on air at this time?
This is the point where you're going to try to, get a refresher of air.
Okay, definitely making my way back to the boat.
Okay. Alright, so you just swim towards the boat as you're making your way in that direction. You probably have another 2 rounds before you reach the boat.
Yep,
Valindra.
no sense giving him more bodies to worry about.
Same thing, Valindra, 2 rounds. And you'd reach the boat.
Okay, well, I don't know what's going on, right?
Oh, but we're getting there at the same time. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah. Alright, so Smokey, it's you.
Okay, so this thing is right on top of me.
It is.
Varkesh is with me. Okay, so... This thing, okay. I have no breath left to cast Shocking Grasp, so that's not even an option for me. So... Yeah, all I can do, I think, is...
Anything that's somatic only, you can absolutely do.
There's not much. There is not much that is not verbal.
I just have 1 more spell to cast.
Verbal is the most common thing. Like, there's minor illusion. A bit.
So,
No.
It's like underwater. I can imagine him underwater, like thumbing through very slowly, but in a quick underwater.
Why did I-
His entire book going, what do I do?
I have no breath left. I should have cast Ultra Self for myself a while ago. So I will disengage and I will move the 15 feet. Yeah.
Alright. Breaking the grass from Varkash, you just,
Oh, please stay there. One more
as you
time.
move and swim past him with the renewed breath. Varkash, you are now the closest thing in its vicinity, and it does see you with the light just barely still illuminating you.
Varkesh, you have a hold of me. If you try and hold me back, I will.
Yeah, I want to hold on to you for just my turn, if possible.
Can I do an insight check to see if he has a plan? If I think he has a plan or something?
Well, if you start to move and he looks and holds on you and you turn, you can see his face. He just kind of gives you that.
Yeah, I'll stay then.
All right.
He gave me air.
All right.
I have a little more
Do you want to
time.
do anything else? You have an action to do something.
So I will. I'm not moving, so I get my agility back, and then action. I guess I'll dodge.
All right, you'll dodge. So you'll take
Sure.
the dodge action. Okay.
Sure.
All right, it goes next. Now, it is going for you. You are the simple focus, and you have the light source, and that was the main target. So it does try to grapple to you.
Okay.
Natural one.
Okay.
Ah.
Let's see. Let's see if roll 20 gives me a natural 1 on my acrobatics. I'm not putting it past it. So I will be using.
Wait,
Let
no,
me-
it goes to the defending.
I am the defender, and we both rolled ones, and mine is technically higher.
I'd say it's a very weird goof moment between the pair of you where it's kind of both try to grab and he slips, and so it's kind of like this. You're kind of doing this together. So it's a slow cat slapping.
Roll 20 is just half.
I would say just because your number is technically higher than his, and it's a double.
And I'm the defender.
Yeah.
Roll 20 wants me to die.
You wouldn't put it past roll 20.
I'm not gonna let it happen.
All right. Okay. Varkesh, it's your turn.
All right, for my action, while holding on to Smokey, I am going to, just with holding on to him already contact, I'm going to cast Freedom of Movement and then let him go.
Is that a verbal and somatic, or just somatic? What is it?
Let's see. I need some glasses. I can't read
You
it.
can cast it in the chat and we'll see it.
Yes.
Freedom of movement is verbal, somatic, and material.
Okay. So
I have
have
the
to
material,
clutch
fine.
That's fine. You clutch your symbol.
I will deliberately do that and exhaust as much breath as possible for it.
That is your 1 minute breath at that point. So you.
Yep.
Okay. Just because you'll know this in a sense, if you were to release your breath in something right now, you would drown.
Like
Yeah,
death.
3 rounds.
You would death. You gave up your Constitution savings of being able to get out after losing breath to Connor.
Okay. Damn it! I thought I had at least a bit of that whole last moment struggling of air and then swim like the flaps at the very end. Okay, then with that,
Raw, you have 3 rounds to get there. But that's it.
Well, he
has a
has
minute.
he has 7 and Connor has had 4.
Yeah.
So yeah.
all right.
So
Then
now it's
instead,
6
I
and
will
3.
cast Turn Undead as my action instead of giving
You
him.
have to speak, I believe, don't you?
Do.
Is it? I thought it was just
It's a verbal thing. It specifically says the thing has to hear or see you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could definitely see him because he can do that.
okay.
Bring it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll have to bring it up. Let's double check. Let's see. Can a cleric turn
No,
the
it
undead
makes
with just a
sense.
stare? Can you,
Buggeringly difficult
Nice.
underwater type thing.
can you stink eye him?
Cleric,
There you go.
turn. Oh, there it is. Action, each undead can see and hear you. Okay, doesn't specifically say speak. It just says they have to be able to see or hear you.
You present your symbol and speak a prayer censuring the undead.
Fuck off!
Yeah, and that's what I see. Doesn't it say speak a prayer?
I was looking at his. I didn't have. I'll pull up the actual thing.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I was looking at the actual text. Yeah, it's just that you speak a prayer, each undead that can see or hear you. Because just in case if something didn't have sight, it was blinded, but it could still hear you. Like in darkness, for instance.
Yeah, speak a prayer.
Yeah. All right. Sadly, you would have to expel your breath. You can make your way towards the boat if you want.
Well, if I'm not grappled, and Smokey's not grappled, I've given him breath, so fuck it. I'm just going to move. Use my action instead just to move.
Okay.
So 30 feet back
As you
that
move,
away.
it goes and tries to make an opportunity attack at you.
Of course it does.
So go ahead. It's a grab. It's trying to grab you. So you can make an athletics or acrobatics.
I shall use...
I mean, we're both supposedly pretty good at this.
Which one
You
do you
say
want to
that.
do?
I'll
Go
do
ahead.
athletics. It's my best one.
All right.
16.
Hey!
Yep. Yep. So you just, as it tries to grab you, just push it off with your muscle might, and you're able to retreat and get out of there as it has spent its opportunity attack to go for you. And you move 15 feet. And then you want to dash?
Yeah. So
Alright, so you move 30 feet. Alright, so you're closer there.
Remember when you told Smokey not to move?
Yeah.
By that point, I would have still had hold of you. If that's given the whole clusterfuck of your spells can't work underwater, apparently.
I will say I think you skipped the zombie's turn.
I didn't. It made its attempt at you, remember, and you had the dodge.
Oh, that's right.
And
that's
then it
right.
was the grapple, and then it was
the double
one.
That fucking piece of garbage. All right, I am actually just going to try and swim away.
That's fine.
And it has no reaction.
Yep.
So I move 60. I swim 60 feet because I didn't move last turn, so I get my agility back.
Yeah. So as Varkesh is doing this weird slow moon run, you just see Smokey going.
Yeah, Smokey's going like a dolphin. He's doing the dolphin kick.
And you see him
Not
go
as
right past
effective.
you,
Your body's not
Varkesh.
built for it.
Now, this is the second round. As we go at the end, it will start to move and go towards Varkesh. So it keeps towards Varkesh.
I'm so stupid.
Now,
I'm
it's
so
currently right behind Varkesh as he's running and just kind of going behind him, seeing the thing chasing him in this weird slow-mo moonwalk run. Rook and Valindra, you both now emerge at the actual trench.
They're being attacked.
I did want to try to grab a couple of pieces of armor off of the bodies that I had found and bring them back with me. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, so you're carrying a haul with you as you're making it. Just kind of like, what a lovely haul.
Man, look at all this great stuff I found. It's been such a great day.
Again, as I come in, they're being attacked. Grab my rapier and my hand crossbow and go swimming.
Okay, you take your breath and you both get ready to plunge into the water. Go ahead and both roll for initiative as you are now about 45 feet away from the massive dark shadow of the first undead that's coming towards you.
You know, I'm really glad. I'm glad
Really?
I had this opportunity for these emotional moments with my party before my death.
All right.
I will remember you.
Varkesh, at the top of the round, we have you.
All right. I just want to ask this question because if this is correct, I am so fucking sorry for the clusterfuck that we are in. I already used my breath on the way down at the bottom to then cast Control Water, correct?
Yeah, but the air opened above us. I assume we took a
breathed.
breath.
Well, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But now that the spell's in effect and I still have concentration on it, can I actually change its flow direction via just mentally thinking it?
The cube, basically what it is that it's a 300-foot radius, and it says a 100-foot cube of water is under your control, depending on where you centered it. You centered it from yourself, so from you, 100 feet out, you have control of water, of all the water around you. You could, at any time, command the water to do anything you want.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is because if the boat is there and we've got a trench going that way,
Yep.
I'm actually, from the boat and to where I am, going to turn the trench and make it come towards me.
Okay, you would know that would take some time because it starts from the top and kind
Oh,
of...
well, fuck it. I'm just going to keep...
You can do other things with control water.
I can't think of anything that would be useful right about now.
There is a whirlpool. There is a redirect flow.
That's what I was talking about. But no, I'm just going to...
Well, redirect flow actually can change the direction of the water. Yours is parting the water. So it's part the water, redirect the water, or whirlpool.
I'm just going to keep moving.
Okay. I don't know if it's a bonus action to change the
I don't think it's an action. Oh, maybe an action. That sounds right.
I think it's probably a bonus action. But, yep, so... Varkesh, you start to move. It's going to use its opportunity attack to try and grapple you.
Okay.
So, it goes ahead. 24.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is incorrect. That was a melee attack.
Like, fuck!
Yeah, no.
I was about to say,
It's
I'm gonna die.
An 18 plus 4 instead, so that's a 22. Alright, I'll re-roll the strength, just for you. I'll re-roll the strength.
Thank you, I suppose.
19.
19 would miss.
No, this
But-
you roll acrobatics.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Or athletics.
Yeah,
And
still got me.
sadly, as that happens, you try to contest it again, but this time it grips on you, and you are now held in its large skeletal hands.
Great. Glad I had a lovely heartfelt moment with Smokey before I died.
This is the common thing. I'm glad we all had heartfelt moments before we died. All right.
Remember me as I once was. Beautiful blue.
Let me just double check to make sure. Because if the control thingy is a bonus action or an action.
It's an action. I looked it up.
It is an action. Yep, on action turn
Yeah.
you can repeat the effect or choose a different effect. Yep. Varkesh hasn't done an action yet. He tried to move and was grappled. So you still have your action. You could try to break the grapple, or you can... Oh, no, wait. Yeah. Because, it used its reaction. Yeah. So you still have your action.
Right. So there's no point in me doing anything in terms of water-related thing because you said it takes time.
If you were to do part the water, it parts from the top and goes down.
Okay, how long would that roughly take to get to me?
20 seconds.
That's so many turns.
Yeah. Whirlpool can be anywhere,
Try and suck it away or push it away.
and redirect flow allows you to move the water, push up against walls or any direction.
Can I make the water flow very, very like a water current from behind the Minotaur and myself towards?
Towards the ship?
Yeah, or would that actually make the trench start to collapse?
No, because you're basically doing this kind of like redirect the flow, and it just kind of surges out like
That's
this.
fine. That's fine. If he's got a hold of me, I'm just going to make a really powerful current come up right behind us and just push us both.
All right, as
Trust
you go ahead and make an Arcana check for me as you try to master the redirect as a larger push rather than a gradual.
Oh!
It is
Blind,
enough of it to be
blind, it's the
noticeable.
lack of oxygen. It's my brain going, this is the one moment, kiddo.
It'll make a strength save. No. It does not, because your spell DC you said was 17 or 16?
16.
Alright, yeah, so no, I would say that with that Arcana, enough of it is able to force it to kind of slowly push the Minotaur towards there, and it kind of makes another 10 feet in that direction.
It's good.
So you're maybe about 20 feet from the parting water.
Great, and that's my turn.
Alright. Oh, sorry, not 20 feet. I'm sorry, Smokey is actually, Smokey's there, so you're...
Yeah, he would be ahead of me, so
Yeah.
he'd be much...
I'm way ahead of you.
Yeah, you're way ahead of him. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
thanks.
you were at that time. So yeah, okay. So Varkesh, you are 40 feet, away from it, as you are pushed into that direction.
Am I pushed too?
You do feel a residual of the current, as it is. I'm guessing if you swam like right behind him in the same path, you feel it, and as you feel it pushing towards you, when you make a movement, if you go in the direction of the movement, your movement is normal. If you move, if you try to move against the current, your movement is halved again.
Sure. Okay.
So yeah. All right,
Whose turn?
Valindra.
Well, I'm still going towards them, so I guess I'm dashing.
Sure, you can dash if you want to. When you go into the water, you can see Smokey and his light and a bit of Varkesh in the distance. That he's about 40 feet away from you.
Smokey's about 40 feet away from me.
Smokey's 20 feet from you.
Okay.
I officially hate
Can
it.
I try to grab the dagger from Smokey that's currently glowing?
He's 20 feet in, so you could, you wouldn't be able to take it off him. You'd be able to kind of like meet him up and hold on to it. And then he'd have to release it at that point.
Okay. So... so that's what is attracting him, is the light. Gosh. I'm going to cast Minor Illusion off to the side. I'm just going to make a... Can I make a light?
Sadly, no. You cannot make a light.
cannot.
You can make an object or a sound.
Son of a bitch.
And until we can break the laws of physics and make light an object...
It's a wave.
I give it a week.
I can't. Is Varkesh still grappled?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, your range of Eldritch Blast is 120 feet. You can cast from inside the air.
Yeah, but it's verbal. I don't
You're in the air. You're in
I
the
don't-
air.
Can I see into the...
You can. You can stick
That
your head
far?
in to see through it.
Oh, well then, yeah.
Okay.
I will
Staying
hex
in-
the thing that is...
Yeah.
I'll cast hex on the thing that's grappling Varkesh, and I will
Okay.
Strength checks.
Eldritch Blast it.
What stat would you like to reduce it with the hex?
I would like to do strength.
All right, strength and 24 hits. Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
that's the second one. 12, I don't think hits.
No, 12 will miss.
Okay.
Oh no, 12 just hits.
Oh, really?
Hey.
Nice.
Just hits.
Eight.
So,
And
18.
that's another hex damage.
and that was
Yeah, I accidentally rolled the hex before I rolled the Eldritch Blast, so that's 9 for the first damage and then 15 for the second.
all right, 24. Ooh,
Nice.
that thing looks really weak.
Then you know what?
Do it.
Surge
I'm
that
gonna
action.
surge.
All right, you
Good.
action surge. What would you like to use your action for when you're surging?
Oh gosh, well, that's such a good question. How far away is the creature from me?
About 40-ish feet.
40-ish. Yeah, I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast.
All right, rinse and repeat. Nope.
Fuck!
The second one hits.
13. So 5 and then hex. Damn it! I should have told the dead. That's what I was.
6. It looks hurt, but it's still standing.
Damn it!
As you knock off a lot of the ribs, hitting the core, but it's still holding Varkesh.
That's okay.
All right, Smokey.
I will think nothing but good thoughts in the afterlife of you all.
So I will swim, and you made it. Oh, but I get regular movement because I'm going with the current.
So you can move 30 feet normally. You're only 20
So I-
feet from the wall.
Yep. I pop my head out.
Well, you more like it spat out. It's-
Fine.
You're kind of going with it. You're just kind of swimming as
Okay.
it's just yeah.
I plop out like the saddest wet cat, gasping for air like an asthmatic.
Yeah.
I take a deep breath and I dive back in. I don't know how big the current is. Is it like a 5-foot thing? Or is it like
it is
bigger?
a tunnel, so yeah, it's like a 5-foot current. So if you stick your head in, you're kind of getting this like weird
Yeah.
going on.
So then at that point, I will take a breath. I'll dive in towards the side away from the current. And I will cast Alter Self to make myself freaking aquatic at last.
All right. As you form gills in the side, you just start to breathe. You're just kind of like stupid fur, and you just kind of start to recede the fur in, so your gills have nothing blocking them from getting the air. As you
I
know,
also get a swim speed.
Aquafish.
he takes
Aquacat.
his aquatic form as webbing forms between his hands and his toes.
Okay, and I'm kind of like I'll probably get like I don't know how much movement you want to give me, but I'm in the water.
You're kind of now back in it at that point on the side because it was 20 movements, so you had 5, 10 to return in.
Yeah, so I'm just in the water, and I'm prepared.
All right, prepared. Rook, he's prepared.
Party. Okay, I like hearing that he is prepared. All right. So, being that we're 45 feet away, or the full.
Yeah, you're 40 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to move I'll have to use all my movement to get in there.
Alright, so you go into the water as you start to swim in.
Yep. And I'm going to get to within 15 feet using my regular movement and dash.
Okay, so you would have to, so you'd spend it to get to 15 feet is your first one, then you do an extra 5 feet, and now you're within 15 feet of the creature.
Yep, so I'm within 15 feet of it. I'm going to take aim with my hand crossbow at the creature and try to fire at it.
Okay, you're firing it at 15 feet?
Yes.
Alright. So go ahead and make your attack with disadvantage.
Okay. Give it a go. 13.
It
What am I
hits.
going to do? Oh, it hits?
It
Alright,
does.
well, I don't get sneak attack because it's a
Sadly
disadvantage.
not, but it does hit.
It'll be 8 piercing damage, and I assume poison doesn't affect this.
Poison does not affect it, but as you do, you shoot, and you see it hit the skull, and the skull detaches and flies off as the hands loosen their grip on Varkesh.
I think fucking
Hey.
You now feel yourself free. You're just like, oh god. You still have some
Glorious.
movement, though. Rook.
Oh, I still have some movement left.
You do, because you only spent 20 of it, and you technically dashed. You have 30, so you have 10 more
Yeah.
feet of movement.
Okay. I will use the 10 to move back towards the
Alright, back
free
towards
hand.
the wall. Alright. As you make your way there, you start to see the skeletons are now also still moving as the waves of them start to form, and they're doing an interesting motion. I need everyone to make a perception check.
Alright, let's do this.
More surprises.
Oh,
Christ.
no.
Nat 20. Well, no, actually, I used my full movement, so 17.
Yeah.
Rakesh, though.
Alright. Varkesh, you notice this. As you're starting to turn and make your way to kind of run in that direction, you look through the water, and you look to the other side, and you notice that the light that the parting of the water has, you can just barely see through the other side of the water more black silhouettes making their way to the trench.
Just fuck. Just fuck. And if
your
it's my turn,
Into the air.
good. Then I'm gonna fucking book it like the clappers towards the air.
Alright, with the control water redirecting the flow, you surge forward. As you move your full 30 feet, you have 10 feet away from the wall now.
I thought he was 60.
He was at least 40 feet away.
Well, yeah, but didn't you say he gets normal movement if he swims with the current?
Yeah, are we gonna dash?
I'm getting out. I'm fucking yes.
Are you gonna dash? Okay, it's down to him. He needs to use his action to dash. He can move 30.
No, I'm getting out
Alright,
of
as you dash,
Get out of the pool.
you break through the water and you kind of get right towards the steamboat, which is still settled on the silty mud floor.
He's just like, holy sh! Let's go.
Alright, as you try to get onto the raft, or the steamboat.
Well, yeah, after when I get my movement back.
Okay, you just get onto this boat. Alright, and you can. You still have, when you dashed, you have 60 feet. You only spent 40 of it. You have 20 feet left. You can get
yes,
on
I'm
the boat.
getting on the boat.
Alright,
I'm-
you hoist onto the boat
I'm
as you look at
Free
your
action telling everyone, let's go.
allies.
Let's get out of here.
It's only Valindra there.
Yeah, I'm on the boat. Wait. I guess I'll get on the boat. Can I see anything in the darkness that I can fire at?
And you're looking in the same direction. You don't see anything you see some vague shapes that maybe you could aim at.
Are any of them within 60 feet?
Yeah.
I will bonus action move Hex to one of them.
Okay.
And none of those have been hit, though, have they?
Unless you
That's
hit
fine.
me.
No, I'm not hitting Smokey. I'm gonna toll the dead.
Okay. So you start to send out the vibrations through there.
Mm-hmm.
Ding.
It makes it DC. You just couldn't do the attack, could you? Had to make it me making the roll.
Yep.
Alright. So 5 plus your hex.
Yeah, sorry, Hex. Damn it, if I could... I really wish I
All
could
right.
have taken that 2d12. That's super nice.
With your sonar going through, you definitely see that it impacts something as you feel the hex cling to something, but it looks to still be standing. You don't get that satisfying destruction that your hex kind of breeds when it just kills something and needs to move. You don't have that sensation. So it's still
Okay.
alive. Or, well, it's still moving.
I will jump onto the boat with Winnie.
All right, as you turn and go right to the boat, you start to hoist yourself on it. Smokey.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing now. Because
Boat would be good.
yeah. I will. I mean, I think amphibious form. Let me just pull it up. I think I'm amphibious. I'm not purely just water. Aquatic environment, growing gills, webbing, can breathe underwater and gain swimming speed, change appearance. Well, actually, it's concentration. I can just change my appearance to whatever the hell I want. So I just change myself back. I come out of the water, change myself back, and I run, hit the boat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
All right. So you shift your form back to a air-breathing creature and get on to the boat as fast as you can. Rook, you're still 10 feet
that's
in the water.
that's about my plan too. I'll action dash, bonus action dash. That
All right, just to push and dash through, you eventually emerge and get onto it. And as you get up there and look across, and Varkash is telling you all to get on, you all turn and see from the other water wall hands coming out of the wall, and you can see gripping on to the actual raft. Skeletons are starting to climb up and board the ship. As you can then see, they were already making their way long ago, and a bigger hand goes to the raft and holds on the edge, and you can see another breaking of a bull's skull.
It's okay, I can breathe now.
They are now climbing and holding on to the boat at this time.
Okay. So whose turn is it?
Yours.
Excellent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop control water, and then for my action, I'm now going to cast Turn Undead.
Okay. All right.
God's sake, do I need that?
As you do that, you see the water begin to kind of spill to the bottom, and then start to rise you up as you pull out your symbol and hold it, and you infuse your divine essence towards it as you blast it out to those in that direction. They make a wisdom save?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see. Wisdom save from the skeletons. Nope. 16 is your DC?
It just meets.
Alright, so that one saves.
What level of those skeletons are they?
They disintegrate.
Yes.
Alright. Yeah. All but one of the little skeletons immediately just evaporates into dust as you just bring it up, and ash swirls and then mixes into the water.
Okay, and then bonus action, I will healing word Smokey for level 2.
That's fine, but there's still one more that has to make the save.
That's fine.
Did the Minotaur ogre
18.
It
so
makes
the
it.
biggest one still stays there.
Great.
Alright.
We have all of our friends together. The power of friendship will kill this motherfucker.
And healing word is on
It was a level 2.
on who though?
Me.
Smokey.
Okay, Smokey. Alright, so Smokey, you suddenly are revitalized a bit from the wounds you received. As Valindra, you start to grip onto the ship, and you notice that as Varkash has let go, during the round, the boat starts to climb up as it is now ascending 10 feet now.
Everyone's on the boat, right?
Everyone's on the boat,
Yes.
including what appears to be a skeleton and a big minotaur one holding on to the side.
Okay. Is the one that I had put my hex on previously, is he gone now? Is he dead?
He's not dead, but he's way down there in the distance somewhere. You're starting to surge up. In the span of a round, you will reach the surface.
Okay, well, can I try to Eldritch Blast him so I can get my hex back?
Yeah, you can make it with disadvantage.
Ugh.
He said positively.
That hits.
Hey!
Hey!
Oh yeah, both hit. And
Nice
that
job.
absolutely kills it. As you focus these force missiles into the water, they speed through, and as they make their way like a torpedo, they impact and just completely obliterate the skeleton, making it burst.
Okay, and then I will bonus action move it to the Minotaur with the strength affected.
Alright, again, as you stick it to the Minotaur, strength depleting from it, we go to Smokey.
Kill it, Smokey. Do your wizardy things.
So we have a skeleton and a Minotaur skeleton on our boat.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just gonna Yeah, that's what I got. I'm gonna use banishment on the Minotaur.
Okay, so it makes a charisma saving throw to that.
Charisma saving throw, DC 16.
All right.
So help me if you save from this
16.
fucking spell.
What?
Don't you have a minus? You have a minus 3.
Minus 3.
Oh,
I rolled a
thank fuck.
19.
What?
Sorry, guys. Roll
That's
20 just
As
is.
you try to focus the banishment on the creature, you blast as much energy towards it as you can, and you can see it start to shift a little bit, but then it just solidifies. It has been in this world too long. It cannot be let go from this plane. It is stuck on the boat.
I hate skeletons.
Bonus action?
How big is the boat? I want to
The
get.
boat is about maybe 15 feet in width and like 40 feet in length and 15 feet in width.
Yeah, are they in melee with me right now?
They're close to you, yeah.
Okay, I'll stay put. I can take some hits. I'm not super worried yet.
Okay. Rook.
Okay, my go. Well,
Yeah, I give him sneak attack. Either way, if I'm in melee with him, that's something.
yeah.
You have one ally within the skeleton's range, and that is Smokey, and you have one near the actual skeleton one, and that is Valindra.
Okay. I'm going to use the crossbow once more to shoot at the Minotaur
Okay.
skeleton then. Seeing that we're in open air,
Oh, that
24 to hit,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
with a total of 20 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Yeah, nice. And you do, notice that it does seem to be immune to the poison effect. And doesn't seem to, take any notice of that extra damage. But it does give a nice solid hit as some of the bones just fly off.
Yep, and I will maintain my distance from any scaly boys and end my turn there.
Okay, so you see the Minotaur one going straight towards Valindra and just starting to grapple onto her as the...
I thought I had the Minotaur.
I know you have the tiny skeleton.
Okay.
Yep, but the Minotaur one's going for Valindra. As it tries to grab onto her, it's going to make a grapple, which it does with disadvantage.
Hooray!
Hey.
And you may make a...
Oh, nice.
You may make yours. If you roll in that one, I will be so surprised.
You know,
Hey.
Nice job.
No, not even close. You bash it away. It is nothing to you at that point, as you are stronger than just the weak little bones of this creature. Instead,
I just go, no!
Slap his hand.
pop it on the nose.
pop it on the nose. They just bam. The other skeleton does go for Smokey and tries to grapple him.
Does it now?
It tries 16.
And you roll really good again.
So a grapple is not an attack, right?
It is a substitute.
It counts as the attack.
You can
Okay,
substitute any melee attack with a grapple instead.
Because I do, well...
Hellish Rebuke. I think you need to take damage. If
Yeah.
that's what you're thinking.
No, I have protection. I was going to try to get it. I was going to try to...
Yeah, no, don't worry
Don't
though.
worry.
You're fine. Because with the 26, you nimbly dodge out of the way. As people start to realize the fluff gave a little extra room, and so now that it's slick and wet, you just slide out and away from it. It is unable to grab onto you. Varkesh, as it's the start of your turn, you are ascending as fast as you thought possible, and you now once more emerge at the surface of the lake. These two creatures now still on your boat.
Alright, I'm gonna push that big, hefty bovine skeletal fucker off my boat,
All right,
back down, and let him sink back down to the bottom of the
All
lake
right, you
again.
make a shove attack.
Indeed, I do.
Athletics.
Mhm.
Or, yeah, athletics.
Athletics.
Oh, please work.
It has disadvantage.
Does he have advantage?
No, you have disadvantage. The boar. The Minotaur, because of Hex.
Yeah.
Right. No, I thought it was just an attack. That it was a shove was just an attack that you used your strength for.
No, it functions in the same
like a
way as a grapple.
Okay, exactly like a grapple. Well, it could use its strength, or it could use its dex.
I imagine its strength is better.
Yeah, but then
I would
disadvantage. What should I do as a DM? Should I do disadvantage strength or flat dex?
It's an undead Minotaur. It's not very smart.
All right, we'll do strength. It thinks
You're
it's
probably
strength.
going to pass either.
Did not.
Nope.
So,
Bit of an
as
okay.
Markesh moves to
It's
the
just like,
side, in
Get
similar
off my boat!
in similar Toro fashion, you just boom, shove it off as it just breaks away. You see it kind of reaching back as it into the water as a hand is still trying to grip as it falls beneath the surface.
Good. And then I will use my bonus action to heal Smokey for a level 2 healing word again.
Just one more healing word, which is fine. But you can cast it at a higher level if you wanted, but yep.
I'll just do 2 right about now because I don't trust you. You might throw something else horrible at us.
Valindra.
This is when my siblings show up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Arkesh made me lose my hex again.
But I said get off my
Every
boat.
time I cast hex on something, either Smokey banishes it or Varkesh pushes it down to the depths of the ocean. I have never kept hex for more than 3 rounds of combat.
We can kill things after they come back from banishment.
Yeah, but
then my sister took him away.
Yeah.
That's not my fault. Okay, 10 HP to me.
Try to Eldritch Blast the
skeleton.
Skilly.
Alright, since it is not within melee range, 23 hits. And 21 hits. 4, 5. Alright, 5 damage. It definitely gives a satisfying as you see some more of the bones, like the shoulder, just fall apart. The blade popping off at the back. Smokey.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I have so many options of what to cast. I am going to cast Shocking Grasp on it.
Alright.
So I get it's right next to me anyway. So yeah, I grab the skull or attempt to normal attack.
I believe that misses. Let me double check.
Skellies have better armor.
That does miss, sadly. So yeah, you just try to grab it, and instead it just slicks off of its slippery skull, and you just kind of like, and it just zaps to the side instead. Instead of getting a grip, it was kind of like a zip, slip and slide.
I vote we never go to the plane of water.
Wait, does the skeleton, is it slipping down? But it's dead, right?
No, the skeleton's alive. Well,
it's undead.
It's undead. It's still standing. He tried to grab the skull with his hand, so when he gripped it just kind of got too slick, so his fingers just went...
Such good damage, too.
Oh.
But go on.
Rook.
Yes.
One more aboard the boat.
Please.
All right, taking the shot, boys.
All right, go ahead.
See how it goes.
Yay!
19.
And you get the sneak.
So
that is absolutely more than enough. As you focus it and instead shoot it in the skull, and as he tries to slippery grab it, you see just from the side it go away as you're kind of like, oh, and it just goes off to the side, leaving the bone body just to kind of crumple.
I collapse on the deck. Going,
We still have
while he does that, while he does that, I'm going to start the motor. We're getting the hell out of here.
All right, as you kick the motor up into gear and you get yourself ready to make your way back to the shore to safety, we're going to end it for tonight as you guys successfully fled.
No, we don't.
Okay.
We're going to find out how much money we've just gathered after all of that.
Okay. All right. The money is a dice roll based. Those of you who went searching and found coin purses, please roll for me a percentile die.
Question: the last skeleton that we fought, do we still have the skull, or was he on the outside of the boat?
I don't think so.
Well, I'll sure. The skull tinkered and it just landed next to the boat right there on the bow. I'll give you that one.
Guys, I can talk to it. Don't know what I'll say, but I can talk to it.
Okay. So 72. You find 72 gold coins. Smokey, you found 7.
Poor guy.
Valindra, you found coins too, right?
Mm-mm.
No?
Nope.
Oh, so just, okay. 72 and 7. You found little gold coins here and there.
Not my night, guys. At all.
Rook, you do still have the glass orb.
Yes, I was going to bring that up, actually. I was just going to take a pause a moment as soon as we were back up to catch my breath. And I was going to say, that wasn't a total bust. I managed to gather a decent amount of gold, and more interestingly, I reach into the bag of holding and pull out the orb.
And as he holds the orb, that's where we're going to end it for tonight. So yes, congratulations, guys! You did not drown and die in the depths of the lakes of Fire.
I kissed the cat and I liked it.
Yeah, you definitely took Smokey's first kiss. Congratulations, you beat
Alright.
Brooke.
I don't know if a bird can kiss, but sure.
He gives him a peck on the cheek.
A literal peck, yes,
a
it'll be
literal
great.
peck or more of like an impaling poke, but yes.
Alternatively, I could just open my beak really wide and like do a weird tonguing.
Terrifying.
That'd be real
Terrifying.
Like a pelican. It'd be so bad.
But yes, you are all able to survive another day, as you have done very well tonight. And thank you all for those joining us, and I hope you were as excited as we were to see how well they could survive this undead encounter. And of course, we will operate every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And anytime you spend with us, you accumulate loyalty points, which you can spend to help influence the game, which influenced, of course, Connor's rolls. Luckily for him, he needed them. They saved his butt twice. So
No, I only used it once. But
only one. Okay, so that inspiration came from that, and so
yeah, because roll 20, dude.
Yeah, usually Kayla's the one that's picked on.
I did not make very many rolls tonight, though.
True.
So it all went to Connor. That's why.
Yeah.
Because Kayla didn't take all the negatives. Connor got them.
Sorry.
That was like a joke with how bad my rolls were.
But yes, so from me and my wonderful cast of players, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you have a great evening.
Good
Bye,
night.
everybody.
Good night.